It's like, except for Sushant, I see your faces almost every day, no? I see your faces every day, no?
We are having an exclusive interview with our Nepali Pablo Escobar.
Who loves Nescafe?
I love Nescafe. Very good. Very good. It's going to be really interesting, eh? Everything's right. So yeah, one more coffee there.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, done nice.
Yeah,
let's finish this.
Let's finish this. This is also good when it cools down. Much better when it cools down.
We'll have a very nice coffee, sir. Indonesian, sir. Nepali coffees. Alright, I think we should start. Mazale.
Good to go?
Yeah.
Alright.
Awesome. We're always ready. Born ready. Alright, welcome, Da.
Thank you.
Finally.
Good to be here. Good to be here again.
Thank you so
much. I was here in the morning. I'm back again in the evening.
Alright, welcome to the BCS podcast.
Thank you so much. Sorry for the delay.
No problem, sir. Always great to have legends. Yeah.
Thank you.
So most of the people might not know you, as we start. It's a very small community, but then still there are a lot of people who are behind the success of whatever we have right now in the Nepali coffee industry. So yes, anything about yourself, Tabago coffee journey about you. Who are you? What is an man's Pablo Escobar matre?
So basically, I'm Pranit Gurung. I've been in this sector since 2010. So basically, I've been in the coffee sector for the past 12 years now. And I am one of the managing partners for Jewel Himalayan Products. Under that brand, you see these coffees. So it's Mr Coffee. Plus, I work as a consultant for Nepal Coffee Producer Association. I've worked as a consultant for ITC. Worked in various coffee projects that have been going around from 2017 in Nepal, mostly funded by the European Union.
Wow. Let me take you very, very far back. Before coffee, that was a background.
Before coffee? It's a very interesting background. How do I even start?
Because I know you have been into a lot of things.
Okay, let me start simple. म चाहिँ एउटा लाउरेको छोरा. So the tagline when you're a लाउरेको छोरा is like miserable. You don't do anything भनिदिन्छ नि. बिग्रेको लाउरेको छोरो के. But that was not it. के भन्छ नि, we were never pushed to become a laure from my dad or from my parents भनौँ न. So we were basically focused on studies. So I did my +2 in science, physics. Wanted to become a sound engineer. Things didn't work out. I mean, like I applied, I got rejected. Then basically I took 2 years off. That's what a science student usually does, or like even if you're doing bio or wanting to become a doctor or an engineer. So basically I took a 2-year off. Then I thought it was enough. But another pressure again. So, no, you have to study. Then I joined in Bachelor's in Development Studies, National College, which is under KU. So I had to get a degree type. There was a lot of pressure. So I completed that, passed it. I thought I'd go outside again. Oh, I nearly went outside before that also. I had my I-20 when I was doing my second year in Bachelor's. So I said, I'm done with 1 year. Why waste? I've been wasting too many years in education. So I didn't get that idea. A lot of my friends were in the US, so they wanted me to come. But I think it was not meant to be. There was something written for me. So after my bachelor's, then I thought of going out again. So this is like what happens in that age. You see a lot of people going out, doing a lot of crazy stuff, living their own lifestyle. But I think I had my own lifestyle out here. It was a perfect lifestyle. I was living the American dreams or whatever dreams that you call it out here in Kathmandu again. And it was the KTM life. It was pretty good. So 2000, then I joined my bachelor's. Then I think I finished it in Koilio. I'm so bad with dates. 2000, I think I joined in 2002. I think I got over in 2006. Then 2007, I think I took a year break again. Then I joined my master's again. So I have I don't have a master's degree, to be very frank. Mom and dad, I'm still sorry. I mean, like, I cleared all my papers. I just had my research paper, which is still on due. And I have a lot of friends who will like complete that, but hopefully someday I might. And you might be surprised why I didn't do that, but I got engrossed in coffee. That's like the time when I got into coffee, right at the time when I was supposed to give my research paper. And I actually, like, had it been not coffee, then I think I would have a master's degree. But that's what it's meant to be, right? So, Tibetsi, I think I started my journey in 2009 with coffee. But let's go back again. To coffee start garnu bhanda. So when did I get introduced to Nepali coffee? I think it was back in 2000, roughly around 3-4 jasto लाग्छ के. That is growing up, we were so used to having Nescafe, instant coffee. That was the thing back then. It's like drinking Nescafe every day. It's like, Daju, give me some more, manera. 2 chamcha Nescafe. Had to be bitter, had to be bold. And that's how we were into coffee. That is all the coffee that we knew. You hadn't even seen a plant back then. So coffee was in a packet. I don't mind saying it, but it came in a packet and came in a red packet. That's it. So basically 2000, I guess it was, I can't remember the date, but I think it was early 2000, 3-4. I was going to college, I was working out, I had a nice body back then. I was working out and I had a guy in gym, and he's like, come on, I'll take you out for breakfast. So we went down to Tamil. So he took me to a store called Chikusa. I still remember that name. So I prominently remember the name. Chikusa, and back my board, are you tired of Nescafe? Like that. And he's like, what? And then we went in there, we had breakfast, then we ordered black coffee. And for the first time, no sugar in the coffee. And it's like, oh, this is different. It's really good. It gives you that punch, it gives you that kick, but it's good.
Was that your first time having bean coffee?
That was my first experience. So and I think that day I drank about 3 or 4 cups of coffee. Because we were sitting there down from breakfast and it went up till brunch time. Like about 1-2 summer, we were just casually talking with Dai, having coffee. Hip life. Tamil, coffee. That's how it is, right? So I think that was with Niraj Dai. He was one of the owners of Jasmine Fitness Club, but he's opened a very new club in Pokhara right now. So that's the Dai who introduced me to Nepali coffee. Then we had coffee then. I went back home. I remember I went back home. I couldn't get myself to sleep. I was like wide awake. And I don't know if I can tell this on the mic. Every time I went to pee, the pee smelled caffeine for me. Shit, what's wrong? Am I okay? It's like, or am I just like overwhelmed with being highly caffeinated back then? So that was my experience with Nepali coffee. First time. So back in 2010, I, along with a guy from the gym, another guy from the gym, we wanted to do a business. We thought about a lot of things. We thought even about going to Bangkok, getting stuff from Bangkok. So back then it was like that, business banera. We decided, but no, we cancel. Then suddenly I have a friend, but then Sindhupalchokma. So they have coffee plantations and you can get coffee for us. Do you want to do a coffee business? But And plus, we knew people were already established in the coffee business back then. So we said, okay, let's do it. Why not? We went to Sindhupalchok. So on our way to Sindhupalchok, we went to Sindhupalchok. We went to a place called Jalbire. Sindhupalchok.
You can.
Okay.
That's good. Exposure mate. I'm sorry. You can continue. I'm sorry.
So we went there, and it was my first exposure to getting to the fields. There were fields. Wow, there were a couple of plants. Just a couple of plants that we had to do business. Okay, we went there. So we met Amradaiko friend also. So we decided everything. Okay, we'll set up a processing unit, collection unit with him, and we'll start coffee. Then we'll start expanding it. And that's when I met Amro Santosh Pokral. He's a very good friend of mine. So he's the general secretary of NCPA. So with his help, he was already in the coffee business. So he was a friend of my Chineko bhai. So that's when I met him. And we were looking into doing coffee business. Can you help us out getting coffees and this and that? And he was also excited. He stepped in to help us. So back to Jalbire, Sindhupalchok. So Sindhupalchok, Jalbire, meeting done, everything finalized. We were coming back. अनि ठ्याक्क बलेफी भन्ने ठाउँ चाहिँ क्या जलबिरेबाट आउने बित्तिकै बलेफीमा चाहिँ ठ्याक्क आयो वी जस्ट साइट सिइङ अब त्यो साइट चाहिँ अब हामी धेरै जाँदैनौँ नि त सो इट्स लाइक जस्ट लुकिङ अराउन्ड एन्ड आई सी अ रिह्याब सेन्टर क्या सो इट वाज रियुनिटी नेपाल रिह्याबिलिटेसन सेन्टर भनेर ब्याङ एट क्लिक के हुन्छ नि द्याट रिह्याब सेन्टर इज बिङ रन बाई अ फ्रेन्ड अफ माइन्ड के हुन्छ नि द समथिङ पप्ड इन माई हेड है त्यति नै बेला So, on my way back, मैले मेरो पार्टनरलाई के भने छोडिदिउँ यो प्रोसेसिङ युनिट त्यहाँ नगरौँ we cannot have control and access त्यहाँ let's start our processing unit bang on the rehab center भने क्या मैले
भित्रै
rehab center भित्रै and we had crazy ideas के हुन्छ नि so because there was such a big story के हुन्छ नि so you had a rehab center, you could have these people working for us, learning some skills, then they'd get back to the community, rehabilitate. So we had a very big plan back then, in 2010. And I want to say something, the rehab center was run by a friend of mine. He's a neighbor also, but sadly he's not with us anymore. So that's like, if you're watching this, so it's like thumbs up to you also. His name is Santosh. I don't know how. Let's not talk about it, but he's still there.
It's okay,
so basically that's how we started in a rehab. So it's like first year, and I'm like rehab kasati is like a local in Balefi. It's like I'm like, you've got to help us out. अब कफी कहाँबाट ल्याउने हुन्छ नि अब प्रोसेसिङ युनिट त खोल्यो अब कफी कहाँबाट ल्याउने त के त्यहाँको लोकल त चलाउनु पऱ्यो नि त सो देन ही हेल्प्ड अस अ लट क्या हुन्छ नि गेटिङ इन अल अफ द लोकल्स अनि वान्स थिङ्स स्टार्टेड अनि इट पिक्ड अप भन्छ क्या सो द फर्स्ट प्रोसेसिङ ट्रेनिङ चाहिँ वाज डन बाई माई फ्रेन्ड सन्तोष पोखरेल बिकज आई डिन्ट नो एनिथिङ ब्याक देन आई डिन्ट नो एनिथिङ आई डिन्ट इभन नो हाउ अ प्लान्ट लुक लाइक भनेर न आई डिन्ट इभन नो वाट द सीड लुक लाइक क्या हुन्छ नि it was just plain coffee and it was Nepali coffee. Back then I didn't even know it was Arabica. It's so sad to say that. Right? So it was like just coffee banana. So we started. It was a big struggle. We started.
I'm sorry, how hard it was to, especially involve the people over there who are in rehab.
And rehab ma chai what happened was kasto थियो भने I might be wrong तर अब rehab centers मा चाहिँ कस्तो थियो नि it was like an hostel क्या हुन्छ नि where you live by the rules क्या हुन्छ नि so end of the day you live by a rule you lose your addiction को त्यो उस त्यहाँ त्यो बसुन्जेलसम्म then you go out क्या हुन्छ नि you're not carrying any skills क्या So we wanted to transfer those skills. I wanted to give them an opportunity to work with us. Later in phase also. Because we had a very big plan. Back then we started with, sadly my partner he stuck with me for a year only. Issues there. He don't want to carry on with the journey, but I couldn't say no. Because I had already given hopes and dreams to a lot of people in the rehab. So it was really difficult for me to back out back then. And I'm like this guy who's just finished college, no money in the pockets, asking your parents for financial support, which is really difficult. But thanks to my parents, they were very supportive back then. So we did it. And first year we were very surprised that we got a substantial amount of coffee that year. Coffee कसरी आयो भन्छु भने back then there very come traders थियो and even if there were traders out there, people wouldn't generally pay money रहेछ so they'll just say, give me coffee, I'll take it, sell it, if I can sell it I'll give you money भन्दै रहेछ
So this is back in 2003?
No, not 3, this is back in 2010, not too long. 2010. 2003 was my first drinking with the Arabica. So 2010, you'll be surprised. I think we were buying red cherries for 28 rupees. 28 rupees, and we were selling parchments. I think for 210 rupees for parchment. So that is how cheap it was back then. So basically, the culture was also picking up. Java was there. We used to hang around in Java, a posh place. Pocket paisa one cup coffee khayera dinbhari bitaidinte Java. So that's how it was. That's how we grew up. And so the first year त्यसरी नै गयो. It was a very good learning for us. So back then we didn't know what process so we totally relied on my friend Santoshi. So back then all I knew was wet process. What do? Coffee ल्याऊ, floaters उठाऊ. The sorting पनि हुँदैन थियो के, खासै थिएन के. As far as I remember, but color sorting चाहिँ हुँदैन त्यही थियो. तर at least त्यति बेला चाहिँ floaters चाहिँ उठाउन दिन्थ्यो के किसानले. At least they would come in, then we would weigh the coffee, floaters झिकेर we would weigh it, and we would give them instant cash. So that is why I say it picked up. Because people had access to cash right after the transaction. So that's why we picked up. Then slowly Sindhupal Chokma, I stayed there for about season almost. So coming back home once in a while just to dump my clothes, get a new pair of clothes and get back to the station. And it's like basically staying out there in that sun and doing nothing. Back then no internet, nothing, no colorful mobiles, nothing. But time used to fly. अनि सिजनमा अब माथि कफी टिप्ने मान्छे छैन भन्थे ल रियापको केटाहरुलाई केटा जुम कफी टिप्न भने वी युज्ड टु वक एन्ड गो एन्ड पिक अप कफीज के हुन्छ नि इट्स लाइक वन्डरफुल एक्सपिरियन्स के हुन्छ नि आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर दोज डेज आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर अ लट अफ फेसेस ब्याक देन के हुन्छ नि अनि सो द्याट्स हाउ इट स्टार्टेड के हुन्छ नि
सो हाउ मेनी फार्मर्स वर यु वर्किङ फर्स्ट टाइम तपाईँले त्यो रियाबमा प्रोसेसिङ स्टेसन
त्यस्तो भन्दा नि फार्मर्स भन्दा नि के थियो भने वी had picked up lead people from different places क्या so we'd given them the task of actually getting cherries for us so they would get a small commission क्या so that means that we didn't have to move out but I remember अब तिम्रो चारैतिरबाट आउँथ्यो क्या कफी त्यहाँ हामी जहाँ स्टेसन थियो नि त्यो चारैतिरबाट कफी आउँथ्यो क्या अनि first year we did it, second year my partner pulled out but I had to continue. Like I said, there was a lot of attachment, so I had a lot of plans क्या हुन्छ नि त्यसमा चाहिँ so because why भन्छु भने we were on the way to last resort क्या so it's like one tourist destination थियो नि त all I can remember back then was coffee पाउने भनेको त्यो हाम्रो धुलिखेलबाट तल आएपछि डोटल बाजेकोमा थियो क्या organic lassi and coffee क्या हुन्छ नि now it's become huge क्या हुन्छ नि त्यो ठाउँ Back then, I remember it used to be in a small space. And बाहिर एउटा प्रक्युलेटरमा कफी बनाउँथ्यो अनि लस्सी बेच्थ्यो के That's how it was. So he was serving Nepali coffee back then, which was nice के हुन्छ नि So every हाम्रो pit stop घर आउँदा र सेन्टर फर्किँदा would be coffee from there के हुन्छ नि And We used to have conversations with them, and plus learning पनि थियो अब हामीलाई conversations just having with them, and so that's how it started. के हुन्छ नि second year त्यसै pick up हुँदै गयो. There's like, I mean, like the boys also enjoyed it. It was just during the season, no? नभए त अब बिचाराहरू season नहुँदा त अब they go attend classes, they have their therapy sessions, meditations. उनीहरूको हुन्छ क्या, they have that set life. क्या हुन्छ नि Plus, I was also staying in a rehab. क्या हुन्छ नि अब after all of this party and everything, I was in a rehab. क्या हुन्छ नि घर आउँदा कहाँबाट अन्त rehab खान्थिस् it's like no. So you get that, you're also that. क्या हुन्छ नि अब where do you work भन्दा नि त्यो हुन्थ्यो क्या, but I never मलाई कस्तो नि लाग्दैन थियो क्या. So basically that's how we started. There was Bistari, we started getting to for Santoshji helped us getting coffee from other regions as well. Then I moved down to Melamchi as well, because Melamchi ma त्यो कस्तो भने साथीबाट साथी connections हुँदै गयो क्या, and then you would pay hard cash क्या. So we got that connection back then क्या. So coffee started flowing in क्या हुन्छ नि. It was nice, it was good. So I was selling my coffee हुन्छ नि. I don't want to take names for whom I was selling, but I was selling, and people liked the coffee. क्या हुन्छ नि. We had random roasters त्यति बेला अब we got into roasting पछि पनि it was random roasting. Most of the roasting त्यति बेला मेरो सन्तोषजीले नै गरिदिनुहुन्थ्यो, but they liked it क्या हुन्छ नि, because त्यति बेला everything was pure भन्छु क्या. There was purity in everything back then. So there was
purity in a sense like
purity in a sense like value chain भन्दा नि the final product मा क्या हुन्छ नि. You know what you were serving क्या. You knew what the end consumer were getting क्या. At least my end मा. Because I knew what I was giving back then क्या हुन्छ नि. Because त्यति बेला मैले नि हेर्थेँ क्या अब अरू पल्पिङ स्टेसन्सहरू गएँ, अरूले कसरी पल्प गरिरहेछ हेर्थेँ क्या. इट्स नट अब कस्तो हुन्छ भने अब हाम्रो टरेन यस्तो गाह्रो छ एन्ड वी हेभ लिमिटेड एक्सेस टु एभ्रिथिङ क्या. सो वी क्यान नट कम्प्लेन भन्छ क्या. तर त्यो स्टेसन्सहरू हेर्दा आफूलाई गाह्रो लाग्थ्यो क्या. आई डोन्ट वान्ट युज अदर वर्ड्स, बट गाह्रो लाग्थ्यो क्या. Because end of the day हाम्रो माइन्डमा के छ भने that's something that you're going to consume at the end of the day, no?
Sure.
It's because you love coffee, you're going to be drinking that coffee, no? It has to be good.
Yeah.
Something that it has to be edible. So त्यो हिसाबले पनि म चाहिँ I was very strict त्यति बेला पनि. I mean like clean it properly, wash it properly, dry it properly, store it properly. हुन्छ नि त्यहाँ भुइँमा झऱ्यो हुँदैन, त्यो धुन पुगेन हुँदैन. So I was like very fidgety about it क्या हुन्छ नि. And we really had wonderful coffees, and we've got a very good feedback from whom we were selling the coffee to क्या हुन्छ नि. त्यति बेला volume पनि थिएन क्या हुन्छ नि. And I was happy with the volume that I had. So 2012 मा चाहिँ 10 मा start गर्यो. So 11 मा we started to pick up. 12-13 was really good. 14 was very good for us. So I was just reinvesting on my profits. So I didn't have to ask any money from my parents. So I was just investing money that they'd given me, and I was reinvesting them, and I was ali pocket kharcha, this and that. That's how life goes on. So 2014, I got married. I got married to my beautiful wife. 14 मा चाहिँ के भयो भने मैले I got married in February. So that's like the season time क्या हुन्छ नि. So I kind of took a year break because I knew my boys would do it क्या हुन्छ नि. I was that confident क्या हुन्छ नि. And it happened. So we got the coffee, we sold it 2015. It was a very good year for us क्या हुन्छ नि. Very good year. In terms of collection, in terms of processing, it was very good. So basically, कस्तो हुन्थ्यो भने अब अहिले पनि त्यही छ. So you work from season usually starts from December भनौँ. The peak is on February, March. अनि April मा चाहिँ तिम्रो we get our coffees back to the warehouse क्या. So अब फेरि another side of the story. I have too many stories. फेरि coffee नहोला. So 2015 मा what happened was April लाग्यो है. I remember अब I'm very good friends and family with Mohan Dai. He's one of the top tattoo artists. So back then I was even handling tattoo conventions क्या हुन्छ नि. So I was a part of it. So April ma चाहिँ tattoo convention event हुन्थ्यो क्या. So April चाहिँ I have to be here के भन्छ leave my coffee I have to be here के भन्छ नि why भन्दा it's like another उस के भन्छ नि मेरो another dimension of my the other side के भन्छ नि of my उस. अनि so April ma I was here. So coffee was almost ready के भन्छ नि. It was just matter of me like giving a shot and saying like send it over के भन्छ नि. तर since Dai had just come, I think he'd come back from the US. Okay, I don't remember. Right, 2015. I think he'd just gone to US and come back. So 2015 ma April. I don't exactly remember the dates, but if you Google it, we'll know it all because earthquake. Yeah. Shit. Can I use that word? All right. So keep over. April ma okay tattoo convention bani. I like promised that I'd give time like usual. Ani time दिदै थिए मैले अनि so the convention was on a Friday, started from a Friday. And Friday mo go convention. And Belka, what happened was my wife, brother-in-law, he was staying at his cousin's. So he got ill, yeah? And all of a sudden I got a call around midnight. So I took my wife because I had to go to the hospital. We admitted him. Not that big issue, that we had got him admitted. And I got back home. My wife stayed with her brother. And Saturday morning, I said, I'll come with all the clothes. I'll go to the convention. And I'll say I can't do it because I have family issues. I went to the convention. Take a convention, go, sabi sathihharulai bete, and it's like, okay, I can't be here this time because I have other issues to attend. I was just getting down from Yakineti to the Gola stairs. Then everything shook, and it's like it was just like massive, and it's like the first time that you felt that earthquake. I just couldn't remember anything. It was I don't know. I can't. I feel very scared. I know there were people. It shook really bad because it's an old building. And my God, I was scared. I don't know if you remember the chandeliers or something. Because the convention was in that place. And everything was shaking. I was on the stairs. I got swayed left and right. I was grabbing to that staircase. And I just had to move out. Oh, back then, another story again. I'm full of stories. You might find it boring. It's just been 3 days I got a bike. My first bike. 500cc Enfield. It's like our season now. It's a season. You bike the kinialiन्छ नि भनेर ला किन्दियौ भनेर किन्दै हुन्छ नि हुन्छ नि कफी बेच्छु बाइक को पैसा तिरिहाल्छ नि भनेको थियो है. So I just got a second hand Enfield, but अनि my फेरि पेरेन्ट्सलाई भने क्या अहिले पैसा छैन कफी बेच्छु पैसा तिर्छु मलाई बाइक किन्दियो त मैले सेकेन्ड ह्यान्डमा राम्रो पाएँ अनि बिचारा दे इन्भेस्टेड अन अ बाइक 3 days before the earthquake. अनि everything shook. The first thing in my mind was I had to call my parents. And I had to figure out where my wife was. Phone lagdena. I got hold of my parents and they said they're okay. Next thing I know is my wife and brother. So I got really scared. So I just whooshed off on the bike. I just took out my bike. I just didn't care. ठ्याक्क त्यहाँ द्रवमाबाट कमल पोखरी आउँदा त्यो आई थिङ्क इट वाज पुरानो त्यो कृष्ण पौरटीको बिल्डिङ र अर्को के पुरानो बिल्डिङै थियो क्या त्यहाँ. सो इट ह्याड कोल्याप्स्ड एक्चुअली भन न. एन्ड पिपल वर सेइङ धरारा ढल्यो दिस एन्ड द्याट. वाज लाइक ओ नो हुँदैन यो. देन पिपल वर लाइक ब्लकिङ द रोड क्या हुन्छ नि नजाउँ भने आई हेभ टु गो भनेर आई वेन्ट क्या. एन्ड आई वेन्ट देयर आई वाज ग्ल्याड टु सी माई वाइफ एन्ड हर ब्रदर ठ्याक्क द्याट कम डाउन रहेछ कि. बिरामी मान्छेलाई क्या त के पनि ल हिँड भनेर बाइकमा हालेर तिनजना वी गट ब्याक होम के हुन्छ नि. सो कपाल अफ डेज पास्ट अब त्यति बेला अब डिडन्ट थिङ्क अबाउट कफी सोचेन अब बिकज एभ्रिथिङ वाज डिफ्रेन्ट क्या त्यो कपाल अफ त्यो विक क्या हुन्छ नि. त्यो पछि आई स्टार्टेड गेटिङ कल्स फ्रम माई फ्रेन्ड्स अनि देयर लाइक वी वान्टेड सेन्ड help support होइन क्यान यु डेलिभर इट भन्यो क्या मलाई. हुन्छ भने मैले एन्ड आई अल्सो निडेड हेल्प क्या हुन्छ नि. किनभने मैले मेरो आई कल द रिह्याब सेन्टर. द रिह्याब सेन्टर ह्याड फलन डाउन. माई स्टोर रुम ह्याड एक्चुली पुरेको थियो होइन. So it was very chaotic. त्यसले गर्दा okay भनेर then I started getting help. So coffee was like अब I can't think about coffee no. किनभने त्यति बेला कफी कति पुल्यो अब अनि कस्तो हुन्थ्यो नि त्यति बेला अब अरू कलेक्सन सेन्टर्समा चाहिँ के हुन्थ्यो भने अब इट्स नेपाल नो यु डोन्ट ह्याभ प्रपर स्टोरेज रुम. सो कसैले गोठमा राख्थ्यो कसैले एउटा सेडमा राख्थ्यो. सो इट्स नट प्रपर क्या. सो मोस्ट अफ देम कोल्याप्स्ड भन्यो क्या. अब यु हेभ टु बिलिभ इट एन्ड यु कान्ट बी एभ्रिवेयर एन्ड इन द्याट पोइन्ट अफ टाइम. So back of my mind is like gone, सक्यो अब बर्बाद. It was बर्बाद. अब that was like after 4 years of hard work that was my मेरो लागि चाहिँ was the prime year क्या हुन्छ नि because I had so much of coffee भन्थ्यो क्या त्यति बेला. I don't want to say how much तर I had so much of coffee भनेर मलाई त्यो फिल भएको थियो क्या त्यति बेला चाहिँ. 4 years of hard work paying off भन्ने कुरा थियो क्या. अनि it just collapsed क्या हुन्छ नि. So I remember just getting little amount of coffee हुन्छ नि त्यो पनि which I actually diverted into giving donations and everything. Plus I had to run a lot of things होइन. So I think so what happened was the first earthquake ma everything fell down. So 3 weeks later ma the boys in the rehab ले चाहिँ के भन्यो नि let's do it भन्यो क्या. They wanted to build the rehab center again. अनि ओके भन्यो. देन के चाहिन्छ भने they said अब अलिकति कन्स्ट्रक्सन सामानहरू अनि फुडहरू ल्याइदिन्न भन्यो ल भनेर. सो त्यो दिन we went and I think it was my first trip for my wife to the processing unit as well क्या हुन्छ नि in the midst of the earthquake क्या हुन्छ नि. What a time to take her क्या हुन्छ नि. So त्यति बेला गयो. I think it was a Tuesday क्या हुन्छ नि. We went अनि त्यो 0 किलोमिटर कस्ने बित्तिकै फेरि भूकम्प क्या हुन्छ नि. यसलाई oh my god क्या हुन्छ नि. It was the second big quake क्या हुन्छ नि. अनि then we went अब त्यहाँ पुग्यो. So दोलल घाट क्रस गर्ने बेला चाहिँ I was really scared क्या हुन्छ नि. ड्राइभर दाइ यहाँ my wife पछाडि म चाहिँ त्यो पहाड फुसफुस झरिरहेको थियो क्या अब हुन्छ नि. It's like जान सक्छ अनि गुरुबा बिचारा that गुरुबा is also not with us anymore. अनि उसले सक्छ भनेर he took us there क्या बिचारा. So we went there, dropped off all the stuffs, and I remember the ground was still shaking क्या हुन्छ नि. Then I got back home, then I spoke to my friends होइन. अब I forgot to take a name क्या त्यति बेला. So it was मेरो साथी सन्तोष and कर्म दाइ who used to run the rehab. So I spoke to Santosh over the phone and they're like, I think it's time we need to shift them भन्यो क्या. Shift them to Kathmandu भन्यो. It's like okay, let's do it. I can't be taking risks on others' lives. Plus I've lost so much. I don't know if I'm going to get back. भनेर okay भनेर we took it off. So 2015 was no coffee for me. I mean like I had little coffee, then I sold it to a friend of mine who in fact actually even paid me अलिकति धेरै त्यो सिजनको भन्दा with the amount of coffee that I had in my hand क्या हुन्छ नि. Because he said the coffee was good and it was like hard times and this time and he even bought it off क्या हुन्छ नि. So which was really generous for him. अनि so 15 बाट चाहिँ I think I took a break क्या हुन्छ नि. I was like पुग्यो यो कफी अब हुन्छ नि पुग्यो अब.
Because you were having very hard time.
It was hard क्या हुन्छ नि. अब it's like it's not that I didn't like doing it, but to get back to it with the same energy, time, money, त्यो थिएन क्या. Now you've put in so much of effort and if everything collapsed, then you don't feel like doing it again, no? So that's what happened. क्या. So 2015, I just like, के गर्दिन. छाड्दै बाल भने. So 15 was all shaking and everything. We were just dancing with the earth. We were busy भनौँ न. होइन. So we were practically busy back then. Then I said I quit. Then I said I quit coffee. I didn't even drink coffee. And then like, खादिन यो coffee. Kind of, seriously. खादिन म coffee. हुन्छ it happens क्या हुन्छ नि. You've put in so much of effort and it's not its coffeeको fault. But it was the situation. It was time and situation. अनि त्यस्तै भयो. त्यसपछि फेरि 16 अनि त्यति बेला my wife got pregnant. Another responsibility ल्या अब के त गर्नु पर्यो र पढाइ पनि आदि कल्सो काम छैन व्यापार डामाडोल है अब दिनभरि लफङ्गा जस्तो हलेर बसेको छ you kind of depressed but you couldn't show it के हुन्छ नि you can't show it के हुन्छ नि you've got a family looking at you हुन्छ नि you've got so much expectations के हुन्छ नि so ठिकै छ I made a loss अब what to do you can't recover right and 2016 मा again म साथीहरुसँग मिलेर we started a food company so we started running cafeterias in colleges के हुन्छ नि so अनि my kid was on his way अनि cafeteria पनि ड्याङ्गो रन गर्दै थियो फेरि नाकाबन्दी my god के हुन्छ नि it's like the food sector there is not happening for me के हुन्छ नि I do beverage not happening I do food not happening के हुन्छ नि it's like it's difficult के फेरि then we got over with the nakabandi we were still running the show but it was a big loss के त्यति बेला अनि I think it was 2017 my friend Santosh Pokhrel the general secretary of Nepal Coffee Producers Association he approached me उहाँले EU को एउटा प्रोजेक्ट बिड गर्नु भएको थियो and they got it अनि it's like Pranit we need you to come in and do it I think you're the right person भन्यो and in fact he put in an effort किनभने त्यति बेला he was also very new to NCPA and he had to go through a lot of hassles to actually appoint me to that position के हुन्छ नि अनि पहिला चाहिँ के सोचे भने कफी भनेर आयो क्या फेरि हुन्छ नि गर्ने भने
कति वर्षपछि
it's like 2 years 2015 16 17 को मिडमा हो 17 को मिडै हो गर्ने कि नगर्ने क्या हुन्छ नि अब it's like do I want to do coffee again क्या हुन्छ नि अनि यसो सोचे है business will carry on I have partners to look after it भनेर त्यो पनि थियो अनि back of the head के थियो भने अब my parents have invested so much on the education पढेको त काम लगाउन भन्ने पनि सोच आयो के हुन्छ नि for the first time they're happy के हुन्छ नि ओ जागिर खायो so I said okay but I can't give you full time भन्ने त भनेको थिएँ मैले त्यति बेला तर अनि I spoke to my partners they're like okay and I said it's just a 2-year project business carry on हुँदै गर्छ म टाइममा आएर हेर्दै गरौँला भने ल भन्यो अनि then I got back to coffee again के हुन्छ नि so it was called the हाम्रो coffee project के so the project was talking about farmers they were talking about micro lots they were talking about specialty coffee के I missed a lot 2 years and I don't know फेरि back to Arabica हुन्छ नि back to specialty coffee what is it के हुन्छ नि what's nano lot अब I'm working with donors now के हुन्छ नि I've got to live up to their expectations very research भनेको त्यही Google त नि Google YouTube whatever it is and talking to friends family friends who have been in the business so the whole dimension had changed के हुन्छ नि in that 2 years के हुन्छ नि I was like what के हुन्छ नि like फेरि अर्को कफी कुन जातको आयो के हुन्छ नि you know what I mean right so त्यसपछि बिचमा the business didn't do well so मैले पनि I pulled it off I didn't make a loss but I pulled it off then I got back to having the 9-to-5 job actually so I was actually supposed to be based in Pokhara but luckily I got based in Kathmandu itself because I was lucky enough and I just had a kid and to be working in Kathmandu was a blessing for me so everything was intact so then again then I start meeting old people I start meeting new people and it's like I've always been very close to let it be farmers let it be processors over the time of period and I started working again and I enjoyed it again there was so much to learn coffee wasn't bold and bitter anymore coffee was wonderful specialty coffee it's like what is this that's enough then people start talking about profiles this that and they say you get fruits you get kunike like the coffee was back then was like you should have that acidity alikati then the bitterness and the aftertaste was always gulyo च्याच्च पानी खाऊ गुलियो मुख हुन्छ भन्थ्यो क्या द्याट्स हाउ वी वर इन्ट्रोड्युस नो सेम इन इट के भन्छ नि सो द्याट वाज कफी क्या हुन्छ नि त्यो अब यहाँ आयो इट वाज स्पेसलिटी कफी क्या इट्स गुड लर्निङ अब सन्तोष had gone to US, attended a SCA, met friends with a lot of people in the SCA होइन so I got connected to them, then I started learning and I think that was the first time when I met Nimaji also. I think we were there first match. I think we were there for I don't know एउटा key program मा थियो हामी. That's the first time when I met Nimaji and he was the person who was doing specialty coffee. Yeah? Then I came across Dr. Banjaraji, whom I had known for a long time back. Yeah, he was also in that sector. Yeah, so it was good to know that people who I knew was in it, so I could learn. Yeah, I knew Dr. Banjara very well back then. Back then, I knew him from a different field. Yes, of course, I did work with him also to a certain extent. So he knew I was in the coffee sector. I knew he was in the coffee sector. So we crossed our paths back in 2000, I think 10, 11, okay? Or I think even before that. So Nimaji, I think I got to know his name 2018. Then I knew thebaristascoffee. Then all of a sudden there were like, bam, coffee, all coffees. So the specialty thing was totally new. You had to go back to the basics. I'm still back at the basics. I don't say I'm like a specialty expert or whatever people try and call me. I'm just a normal coffee guy. Seriously, very normal coffee guy.
Being humble now.
No, humble. I know. This is what it is, right? You have to tell what you are. No, this is what I am. I can't be boasting around saying, "Oh, I know processing. I know specialty coffee." But I don't want to do that, because that's where I don't come from. All I know is my coffee. All I know is how to work with my processors. All I know is I think I can deliver good coffees with the basic knowledge that I have. So I think 2017 was a big learning for me. So the project was wonderful, right? So it was. Is it my phone?
Yeah.
I thought I put it on silent. Sorry.
No worries. This is no problem at all.
Okay. So sorry.
No worries.
So it was a good working. So the lead was Eco Corporation. And it was led by Eco Corporation and हामी चाहिँ consortium partner मा चाहिँ Nepal Coffee Producer Association CPRED. So that team had very young colleagues from all the three partners. So we were very young. Not very young. I can't be calling myself young. So I mean, like relatively very young team, and we wanted to work in a different manner. So for me, quality has always been there. I believed in quality, and so I think the specialty ma jana pani alikati sajilo pani bhayo bhanchu ke ma, because to a certain extent we were doing things correctly, but knowingly unknowingly we were doing it back then. It's full of science. Coffee is like become very science. I wish I was back in +2 right now. Then I could have used all those formulas. I can't use it, but I have people who can use it for me. Now. You know what I mean. And I think you're listening. So that is it. We got into specialty coffee. So I think 2017, then we started working with processors. Then we started working with people in the SCA, friends from SCA who were in good network with Santoshji and the association. Then I think it was the first time I saw a cupping report. Oh wow, the exam labs, no the results, parameters and scoring and this. How do you even score? For the first time when you smell, it's like. Your nose is so blunt but it is not what it is, right? The dimensions have changed. all the dimensions that changed. Processing, roasting. Back then, roasting was like, it was very plain and simple. Okay? First crack, second crack, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted a little bit darker, second crack, alikati mathi heat ma jauna bhandinthyo.
So no profiling at all.
No profiling at all. And कस्तो थियो भने I think the whole consumer endमा पनि के थियो भने coffee चाहिँ has to be bold and bitter क्या. त्यो sourness भयो कि त्यहाँ रिसाउँथ्यो क्या. They didn't like that acidity क्या. They wanted that pure कोइला क्या हुन्छ. Sorry, not कोइला. कोइलै भन्नु अब के भन्नु. Dark coffee क्या हुन्छ नि. तर अहिले चाहिँ पहिला त हामीलाई पनि त्यही थियो. अहिले पो बुझ्दै गयो. There's like so much profile flavors into it, so much effort into it के हुन्छ नि. And so 2017 May, then I got we were like getting cupping results. Sorry, cupping you get this aroma, the body, acidity, के भन्न थाले फेरि बौलायो दिमाग खराब. So but I slowly started learning it. And in 2018 I got an opportunity to attend one of this coffee expos in Germany. So it happens every 2 years. It happens in Hamburg, and it was called Kuteka. And it's basically coffee, tea, and coca. But त्यहाँ गयो, but predominantly मैले हेर्दा त्यहाँ चाहिँ more than coffee, it was like tea क्या हुन्छ नि. अनि I was like surprised. We had this big banner, Nepal Coffee Producer Association, with a lot of coffees on the display. Members are go. People walk in and like, don't you have tea? So I'm like, it's like, I know trade bhairasa, but we're still not exposed. And whoever tried coffee back then, they were like, kun process? Fermentation कति घण्टा भनिन्छ अब घण्टा त अब कति हो कति अब you know what I mean. I mean like we didn't time it, but we would look at it, we would feel it, and we know that okay, this is ready भन्नेहरु हुन्थ्यो क्या हामीलाई. That is how we were taught, no? So like all of these questions के हुन्छ नि अब कुन varietal भनिन्छ है, what type of soil भन्छ, terroir सबैको कुरा आयो क्या. Like we were blank. Basically I was blank. There's no shame in it. Yeah, I'm telling you, we were blank, and I think it was only Nimaji, only a few people who knew what it was. And we were totally blank banana. We tried our best. Small packaging, shabby package. Small packaging, edit. Goryo. I mean, like people like would come into the counters and like. They'd be like, can you give us containers? How to container? You're talking about containers. Because we just started talking about microlots, nanolots, not even nanolots, microlots back then. But even microlots would be containers. But microlot, looking at the situation and the amount of quality coffee that we produce. The overall production quality coffee I think not even 50% would make to the mark. I'm extremely sorry to say that, but don't worry, we'll work our way onto it. So I mean, it was fruitful. We met a lot of processors. We got introduced to a lot of coffees, even if the coffee section was small. So there were orders also that sadly we couldn't fulfill it because of the quantity and the consistency Nepali coffee. So 2018 so there was a lot of things happening in coffee from from a lot of international organizations and donor agencies. So that's where I met my partner of Jewel Himalayan Products. Mr Pranit Gurung, a very good friend of mine, and he was also working in the coffee sector, but in a different project from ITC. So he came down and we met, we chatted, and we had a very nice conversation on म चाहिँ कस्तो थियो भने I'm like very straight and open. I don't want to hide things. What it is, right? You have to say it. So I told him, we spoke about Nepali coffee and I told him this is what it is. Nepali coffee भनेको यही हो क्या हुन्छ नि, त्यसमा के लुकाउनु पर्ने चिज छैन, but you can work your way through it and definitely it has potentials क्या हुन्छ नि, because I think potentials किन भन्छु भने it's been given to us क्या हुन्छ नि, the nature, the whole environment भनौँ न where coffee is grown and the amount of hard work these smallholder farmers actually put in is humongous क्या हुन्छ नि. यसो हेऱ्यो भने तिम्रो I don't think so anyone's making a substantial amount of living out of growing coffee क्या हुन्छ नि. Yeah, 5-वटा बोट 10-वटा बोट 100-वटा बोटले के हुन्छ भन न. Everything's going up. The money that they earn from that produce wouldn't even last for 2-3 months. So do we have commercial farmers? There's a big question mark here. Bicharale, they've put in effort. We can't say that they're not commercial, right? They've put in a lot of effort here. We should like salute to the smallholder farmers who's actually kept the industry alive. And they're still doing it despite all of this hard work. All of this hard work, all of this problems that's there. And they're doing it with what little they have, with not what they have, but with the little thing that they have. So hats off to them, and that's the only reason why the Nepali coffee sector still exists. Because of the amount of production that we have. So 2018, I met my partner Binayakji, and so we didn't meet on a term that we wanted to start a coffee company, but we met on terms of a donor agency ko kamba. So we spoke to him. Then then we had I think I don't remember. I think it was an event in Ilam. So I got invited. So I went to Ilam. So there was an event from ITC. I went to Ilam. That's the first time Binayakji approached and said, I have a farm in Ilam. We've just started a farm. Can you have a look? I still remember. I said, okay, I'll have a look, but more very plant side to the agro side, I'm not an expert. But you tell me to look at the parchment, you tell me to look at the processing. To my extent or my knowledge, I can tell you what's good, what's not good. Processing part, that's what interests me. Just have a look. And with the little knowledge that I have, okay. So we went there, we looked at his farm. They put in an effort, but because it's difficult. The terrain is difficult. Everything's difficult in Nepal. So I had a look at his farm. Then we got back. We discussed on what needed to be done, what had to be done. So then we started talking about coffee. So we both gelled very well because we wanted to look over the whole value chain, and one is that, and we wanted to recognize the effort these smallholder farmers are putting into getting the small amount of coffee that we have. And we wanted to promote Nepali coffee. Promote Nepali coffee, not commercially, but something very niche. Quality was, but niche was. Make it very limited. That's what we've always talked about till now. We don't hesitate telling our buyers that we just have 200 kgs of coffee. If you want it, you take it. But I can deliver you a certain quality. And that is going to be consistent. So that's where we gelled. So then slowly the gel. We were talking on that basis. So we were doing other projects as well, along with just conversation on Nepali coffee. So 2000, I think it was 17, 18. I'm very bad with dates. It was 2.5 years project. The project got over. This year I was working as a freelance consultant on different activities with Binayakji on coffee itself. So one was on climate change, one was on voluntary standards. So we were working back then. And Binakji said one day, I think it was 2019 when he said, do you want to start with coffee again? It's like, I was very hesitant, right?
Because of
what had happened before. And I remember Binakji, I'll help you, Binakji. I'll help you with whatever I can. I don't want anything in it. I'll just help you. It's like, I know, be a part of it. And I was still hesitant back then. And त्यति बेला अब फार्म चाहिँ थियो उहाँको अनि उहाँको भाइ used to run a coffee shop. That's Wake Up Coffee. So that's also a part of the whole GHP family. So that's where Wake Up Coffee comes in. And plus they're like one of the buyers of Hamro Coffee as well as Purbako Lagi. I would say the promoters of nepalicoffee. And he's very strict on quality. I will tell you again. And sometimes only quick notches hiccups it's like I get a call from Bhai Avinaik and he's like, Bhai, coffee is the best. Like, okay, I'll have a look at it. So that's where we are. We are very tight on everything we do. So getting back how I got into it was like 2019 I think 2020 the pandemic started. So we were just thinking about coffee. So Binakji, I'll do it. You come in as a partner. You help me out. I'll give you some stake. It's like, okay, I'll help you out. I don't even need anything. I still remember till the state. And she's like, no. You put in your effort. We'll work as a team. And we really gelled up from the day one we met. And so I said, okay. For the first year, let's do it very small. Let's work with very small processes that we know. And trial ko hisabma collection pani dherai nagaru. But let's do quality collections and let's start working with processes. We started working. And for the first, I think 2021, I think 2020 we had this idea. And in 2021 harvest we said, okay, we'll do it. And we got into it, right? And we started collection in that midst of the pandemic. It was really risky. So it was the pandemic, no flights, nothing. We didn't know if the business was going to kick off or no. So we wanted to start very small. But we were doing a lot of homework. Because at the end of the day, you have quality product, but you need a brand.
Sure.
So this is where the brand actually came in. So we have a company, but we need a brand. We need a brand that correlates to what Nepali coffee is, what Nepal is. So we'll come into the specs again. And I was helping a lot of people who were in the coffee sector. I was helping them with a lot of stuff. So okay, it's high time I start something. It has to be coffee or nothing. I've come to this phase in life where I'm not young anymore. I don't have that time to do it again, like what I used to do back then. And energy, it's hot. It's the energy within. Once I think you know what I mean by that. So I said, okay, Binakji, we'll do it. But 2021, we started. We started with a very small harvest, right? Damn, again, 2021 ko May ma, all of my family got COVID, and it's like, oh no, shit, COVID. And we all got hospitalized. We were all admitted to the hospital. I'm very glad that we all made it. It was really hard times. So, again, another hard times, right? Coffee.
Yeah.
So, but this time it's like, I don't think so I can give up. But this is... Coffee is my life. And we fought COVID and now we can fight anything. We're not bulletproof. COVID cases are on the rise, wear a mask. So we got out of it. And we had a very small amount, but the small amount that we had and we were selling it really had some quality in it. And people were happy. And then people started realizing that I've started doing coffee again. And I start getting calls from old people. I mean, old friends, people that I know who I used to give coffee and this and that. They're like, oh, you're into coffee, and like, we want to try your coffee. Oh, it's still there. And okay, I think we can do it. But we started Binayakji Sanga. So he's been very supportive. He's put in a lot of effort in terms of everything. It's his hard work as well. My contribution is like very minimal, but it's hats off to Binayakji. So that's what happened. So when we started this company, we knew like we wanted to sell Nepali coffee, both in domestic as well as the international market. The international market, we wanted to make it very niche. We want to make it, I know, all this experimental lots, anaerobic, carbonic, back to the basics. So it's something that you have to learn as you go. I don't think so everyone's learned it and come, no? So, okay, why not? Anaerobic, aerobic, carbonic maceration. Oh my God. Oh, I forgot the story, yeah. I met you back in 2018. I know? 2018. So I was still working with the donor agency, eh? So we had come in to fill a procurement form.
Yeah.
Because we'd called out for a barista training kolagi workshop. So that's when I met Manoj. Yes?
Oh,
yes, I still remember that. I think it was 18, right? 18. That's when I met you. No. So this is like my journey. This is my coffee katha. So then 2018 I met you. Then we've had conversations. We've had conversations on where we want to take coffee, what the coffee future looks like. And so this day about 2019, I mean like 2021 was like everything was chaotic back again. It was like another earthquake. But this earthquake was like the earthquake, the feel, and then the key it's like hidden. So I'm glad we all made it through. I'm hopeful that we'll overcome this situation as well.
Definitely.
Everyone will come out of it. And so we started this company. So we're basically Jewel Himalayan Products. So basically products we're basically focusing on coffee. That's the major thing. Then down the lines, we want to promote tea, because my friend's from Milan, and we've got a very good connection. He's got a very good connection on the tea sector as well. And orco product is aromatic plants. So it's going to be very later phase, but for me it's just going to be coffee. I want to look at the coffee side. So I think 2000. I don't remember the dates. I think 2021, we started focusing on the farm as well. Because the effort the farm wasn't doing. It was there. They had put in our effort that So then we started with another plantation. We had a lot of numerous people, Santoshji, everyone helping us out to get this farm started. So we're on the third year now. So most probably we'll have we had some fruits this season, but it's like China, and we're hopeful, and I'm not hopeful next year also. I want to wait another year when I start getting fruits from there. And I've already spoke to my partner Binayakji or Vinayak Bhai sanga pani. I've said like your farm will make it a very small farm. Let's not expand. 40 रोपनीजमा जति जे हुन्छ त्यही गरौँ अनि यसको प्रोड्युस चाहिँ will all be experimental lots. We're going to do experimental lots के भन्छ नि
Nice.
And I'm so glad that we have experimental lots experts with us के भन्छ नि I'm very glad के भन्छ नि That's I like I mean like when we're doing your QP processing, this is another part of the ITC project. I mean like I got to meet a lot of people, very young lads के भन्छ नि very young lads. We're so into coffee भन्छ क्या हुन्छ नि Back then हामी यो एजमा हुँदा चाहिँ कफीमा भनेर लाग्ने त्यो जेनेरेसन युथ थिएन क्या I think everyone thought that I was crazy होला क्या त्यति बेला back then investing that much amount of money on what you even don't know के भन्छ What you even don't know I don't know it was just coffee क्या भने मैले I didn't know Arabic I didn't Robusta I didn't know So it was like I was like amazed क्या हुन्छ नि I see events happening हुन्छ है and I see this crowd के हुन्छ नि young energetic guys sorry I'm not being gender उसै फेरि guys मात्र भन्दैन I see young lads क्या हुन्छ नि boys and girls अब they're into coffee क्या हुन्छ नि it's like my god I missed that I grew too old too fast क्या हुन्छ नि I wish we had that generation with us क्या हुन्छ नि then coffee would have been like 10 times better than what it is now क्या हुन्छ नि because it's like coffee's gone up and the production हुन्छ नि so I think त्यति बेला यो भएको भए I think would have maintained हुन्छ नि would have been serving beautiful coffees क्या हुन्छ नि from then only क्या it is beautiful अनि I'm like amazed क्या हुन्छ नि the young people that I see क्या हुन्छ नि अहिले it's like oh good
First question मलाई सोध्न मन लागेको के how you know that how do you see the your differences on thoughts यो हाम्रो नेपालको commercial coffee र specialty coffee मा क्या thoughts of different people किनकि commercial coffees पनि छ and specialty coffee त भर्खर राइज भयो कति भयो 4 वर्ष 5 वर्ष भयो as per your experience as well क्या
अब यस्तो छ है with the amount of production that we have all of the coffees are special you get what I mean right it's special क्या हुन्छ नि अब त्यो we're not on a commercial scale क्या हुन्छ नि त्यसले गर्दा I cannot justify that question भन्छ क्या for me working in this sector I mean like all of the effort that's been put into make that kg of coffee is it's very special क्या हुन्छ नि अब मैले भने जस्तो तिमीले भने जस्तो स्पेशलिटी कफीमा कहाँ छौँ त भन्दामा के छ भने I think most of the coffees that we cup क्या हुन्छ नि will make it to the specialty level क्या no matter what's been done no matter तिम्रो हाम्रो प्रोसेसेसलाई प्रोसेसिङको एकदम लिमिटेड नलेज भए पनि तिम्रो के छ भने it's there क्या हुन्छ नि and it's a wonderful cup of coffee क्या भन्छ नि and it can be more wonderful भन्छ क्या so this is where the whole just not individual people but it needs a group effort bhanja kya you need young people like yourselves timro colleagues timro friend circles everyone kya huncha ni I mean the young lads kya huncha ni they need to come and get into it kya ani abo I cannot really differentiate kya huncha ni abo what is commercial coffee in Nepal what is specialty coffee in Nepal kya huncha ni specialty coffee is very new अब I'm even scared क्या हुन्छ नि कोही बेला स्पेशलिटी कफी त बन्यो बिचारा हामीले हाम्रो प्रोसेसरलाई ओ तपाईको कफीले 84 86 स्कोर गरेछ भन्यो भने it makes them happy but at the same time के हुन्छ भने that 86 को tag is going to be there for all the batches yeah? which is sadly not true you know what I mean right we're just copying a batch that's been sent to us certain month ko certain time ko batch pathako huncha that might score wonderful okay but these things keep on fluctuating okay but we know where we are and once my ke cha bhane no I wouldn't even say an advice but my thing would be is like keep up the hard work forget the scores. Okay? Then things can go wrong again. Okay? Just do what you're doing, make it better. The coffee will speak itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see a lot of potentials. Okay? Now, let me relate this. About 2022, that's 2021. This is the vision we had with Vinayak Ji, Mo, Avinayak, the whole team of GHP, with a lot of friends involved in it. A lot of friends. And I know I don't need to take names, but you know who you are. And so process, yes, of course we can do it, right? Coffee banaune one line of people are already there. They're making wonderful coffees. We can direct them on what to do in processing. Processing the garyo, tyoपछि storage ko kura आउँछ. They say, okay, that is also manageable here to a certain extent. Then Vinayak Ji, me, we sat down and we thought, this coffee we think it has potential, but who's going to justify it? To justify गर्ने को हो त अब रोस्टर हो नि त अब then we thought के हुन्छ नि who's there? Sadly गाह्रो छ खोज्नै गाह्रो भयो के भन्छ नि अनि then we started having conversations with Nima Ji के भन्छ नि I'm like very grateful to Nima Ji for being very open, very cooperative, giving his time anytime के भन्छ नि and being there for us, for GHP as well के भन्छ नि so this journey मा चाहिँ हामीले मात्र it's not only our effort के भन्छ नि it's effort of everyone भन्छ के so end of the day मा Nima Ji and उहाँको team भनौँ न they've also put the equal amount of effort on what we're doing yeah? So like I said it's just not going to be an individual effort, it's going to be a collective effort yeah? And I think that is what's needed to save this industry once again. Itru sano commodity छ हैन we cannot be fighting over it के भन्छ नि we need to work on it क्या तर अहिले चाहिँ के भइरहेछ नि होडबाजी छ क्या I want this coffee, I want that coffee म त्यो पनि किनिदिन्छु यो पनि गरिदिन्छु त्यो गर्दा के हुन्छ भने your processes are on the losing end क्या it's good no they're getting paid wonderful all of their coffees are being bought not like what it used to be back then तर I'm doubtful we'll lose on the quality side again yeah? You get what I mean right
yeah.
त्यो जे गरे नि बिक्री भइ त हाल्छ नि I don't want that to happen के भन्छ नि because हाम्रो the existence of our coffee sector नै industry नै is hanging on the thread भन्छ के
yeah.
It literally is किनभने अब there's so much into the coffee thing हुन्छ नि अब the history might be 80-90 years but we're just taking baby steps के हुन्छ नि we even don't know our varietals भन्छ के to a certain extent we don't even know where it came from के भन्छ नि त्यत्रो आयो गर्यो हैन we must have mutated along with time हैन तर we don't know के भन्छ नि
अनि यही कुरामा चाहिँ I'm sorry दा यही कुरामा चाहिँ what's the role of the government sector किनकि somehow there are a lot of people who are involved हुन्छ नि त so
अब यस्तो छ do they have people who really know coffee I don't know I also don't know the answer
yeah.
For example मलाई सोध्छ भने are you a coffee guy are you from an agricultural background no looking at my journey when I was working in a donor funded projects a lot of people thought I came back from an agricultural background के भन्छ नि but no sadly no हुन्छ नि coffee was my experience yeah? I was just along that way with coffee yeah? So अब yes of course राज्यको the state has to do something but it should involve people who are already in the sector okay? Come on they're wonderful people I don't need to name them हैन उहाँहरुको effort उहाँहरुको involvement चाहिँ it has to be there they have to recognize them के भन्छ नि that's the only way the sector is going to grow के भन्छ नि अब yes of course भएको छ varietal researchesहरू भएको छ अब निमाजी and me विनायकजी we when we ever meet up के भन्छ नि excuse me that's the conversation we have के भन्छ नि अब what next के भन्छ नि कसरी लाने यसलाई हुन्छ नि do you want to do this business that's hanging on the thread we're putting a lot of things at risk के भन्छ नि
does the processor understands your situations sir
अब यस्तो छ you have to make them understand you have to be very transparent है कति बेरसम्म चाहिँ हामी ट्रान्सपेरेन्ट छ छैन भन्नेमा अनि प्रोसेसरले पनि थाहा हुनु पर्यो क्या कति ठाउँमा हुँदैन नि त यहाँ फेरि कस्तो छ भने अब बेसिक यहाँ कुरा के छ भने you buy coffee that's 100 rupees in cherries but end of the day that coffee हामी भनौँ न as a company is selling it for 2,000, 2,500 भनिदिन्छ क्या but look at the hard effort that's put into that line क्या हुन्छ नि to make it 2,500 or 2,000 whatever it is the mark price त्यो line बुझ्दैन क्या so 1 kg of red cherry is 1 kg of roasted coffee beans क्या हुन्छ नि in a packet क्या हुन्छ नि but the effort that goes into it हुन्छ नि त्यो बुझ्दिनु पर्छ भन्छ क्या and plus कस्तो छ भने हाम्रोमा चाहिँ every year तिम्रो no matter if we are selling it if we can sell it at a higher price हामीले processorsलाई सधैँ increment दिनै पर्छ क्या every year otherwise we are on the losing end can you get coffee भन्ने कुरा हुन्छ क्या every year there's an expectation that oh sorry last year को भाउ यो थियो यो पालि त बढ्छ होला नि भन्छ भन्न गाह्रो छ हेर you can't promise no
the यही कुरामा I wanted to ask मलाई यो does the farmer understand the international pricing or do they have the ideas about it
खासै छैन भन्छु म छैन किनभने अब हामीलाई पनि we don't tend to follow it हेर अब नो नै भन्छु क्या म यसमा चाहिँ I don't think so the only price they know is the price that's been set up by the government every year तिम्रो कफी दिवसमा प्राइस सेट हुन्छ त्यो एउटा प्राइस हो भनेर उहाँलाई सेट हुन्छ अनि तर त्यो प्राइस पनि युजुअली कस्तो छ भने it's higher than that price what they get so they need to understand that as well but like I said price भन्दा नि यहाँ चाहिँ के छ भने quantity भन्दा नि the effort that you put on to make that grams of coffee is humongous क्या हुन्छ नि
just to make that quality
हैन क्वालिटी नि नभने क्या just to make coffee क्या बुझ्नु it's humongous क्या हुन्छ नि अब should see the terrain the hard work हुन्छ नि मान्छे पाउँदैन है बिचारा अब 50-60 बोट हुने मान्छेलाई हार्डली कति निस्किला उसको कफी त्यहाँबाट and the amount of labor that he has to put in क्या हुन्छ नि अब एउटा खेतालो लगाएर कफी टिप्दै भन्यो भने दिनको खेतालोले कति लिन्छ the rates have gone so high क्या हुन्छ नि will it justify his what's क्या हुन्छ नि so everything's there क्या हुन्छ नि so I think that's where the whole new your coffee co traceability transparency has to come into place क्या हुन्छ नि that's where we can explain our buyers why our coffee is so expensive क्या हुन्छ नि
Yeah, I understand that fact. Because also, बाहिरको market त छोड्दिउँ, but especially while talking about Nepali market मा पनि, there's still a lot of people who mention that Nepali coffee महँगो भयो.
अब महँगै छ.
Because they might not see the amount of hard work.
It's not the amount of hard work that's been put in. अब I don't know क्या हुन्छ नि अब it all depends on how ethical you're doing your business.
Makes sense.
No comments after that. So basically, त्यही छ अब how ethical you're doing it. अब so getting back again है अब 2022 business कै कुरा हो.
Yeah.
अब you have good beans. अब यसलाई कसरी package गर्ने? What name should we give it? हुन्छ नि who's going to be working behind this भन्ने कुरा आयो. So then there were a lot of names that popped out क्या हुन्छ नि so but then we finally decided with Mystical अनि why mystical भन्छ भने अब the coffee itself is mystical के भन्छ नि the place where we come is mystical के भन्छ नि you get what I mean, like that is what we're known for के भन्छ नि so let's keep it mystical coffee भने now what about the packaging भन्छ नि so we decided on numerous packagings यहाँको लागि हिट गर्नको लागि let's go with the cultural theme भनेर we came up with the lakhe त्यसपछि it's got that whole the lakhe itself has that whole intensity के हुन्छ नि being very aggressive bold हुन्छ नि coffee is defined that way यहाँ हैन त्यसले गर्दा नि we have to act according to the market, right? So त्यो भनेर we came up with this अब wake up coffee is भाइको coffee shop and it's a brand that's established in Purba क्या हुन्छ नि it's in Biratnagar itself so anyone who's going to Biratnagar can try wake up coffee and you'll get the coffee from JHP that's it so basically मलाई सोध्यो भने where do you serve your coffees भन्दा very limited spaces here right अनि I'll come back to that also why limited spaces अनि why you're not reaching to the masses पनि म आउँछु अनि so then हाम्रो चाहिँ के छ भने my partner Binayak ji he's based in he's doing his PhD in Poland so हाम्रो अर्को side of the thing is we want to make a mark in the international market in a different way yeah? We want to be very niche very limited very niche I think to a certain extent we've worked our ways through there I don't want to expose anything but very soon we'll have something coming up in the European market as well so this packet that you see is basically designed for the international market yeah. So it talks about a lot of हाम्रो कस्तो छ भने when you go we're pretty much हाम्रो society हेर्ने हो भने चाहिँ it's like basically male dominated क्या तर यहाँ कफीमा काम गर्नेहरू चाहिँ सबै महिला छन् क्या धेरै a lot of females involved in it but where does that hard earned money go भने बुढाको पकेटमा हुन्छ नि so sad to say है I mean they're like wonderful women coffee producers who are like coming up making their mark and I salute them there are a lot of them and I'm glad I'm working with a few of them
yeah
I'm very glad I'm working with them and I'm glad I've become a part of their journey and they've accepted me they've accepted just me it will be very worse they've accepted us as a team so this is what it defines so you have a woman traditional usma everything so
I really understand that as well because I was about to ask the class because I've seen most of the producer especially women धेरै मात्रामा छ so एउटा क्वेशन चाहिँ मैले लास्ट टाइम पनि दाला सोध्न मन लाग्थ्यो when we were working यही सक्सेसमा चाहिँ उसमा चाहिँ प्रोसेसिङको कुराहरुमा चाहिँ हाम्रो यो कफी because they have been working really hard on this हैन and the way they mentioned their stories कस्तो situation थियो and how come they did every hard work सबैको ढोका ढोकाउनु पर्यो trusting each and every people चाहिँ did कफीले उहाँहरुको लाइफ कति मात्रामा चेन्ज भएको छ or has it made any difference on these parts
so if you put up an effort it does right I'm not going to be taking names but I've seen a lot of changes in a lot of processes basically women processes that I've worked with the way of their I wouldn't say living चाहिँ भन्दिन like I said कति नै त कफी हुन्छ र you can hardly कफीबाट कमाएर तिम्रो हार्डली 2-3 महिनाको तेल खर्च निस्किन्छ के that's the situation तर the way they've actually sprung up from what they are क्या हुन्छ नि or like speaking about coffee taking that leadership stand हुन्छ नि and people actually in their community recognizing them as an influencer in coffee yeah
true
that's really paid off
and
I'm happy क्या हुन्छ नि अब with that I know financials आउँछ के you should have that patience क्या हुन्छ नि look at me 12 years did so much but I'm still going on we're still going on and I think we are like I said the coffee industry is just taking a baby step we need the young lads we need the smallholder farmers and we need this collective effort to move this sector to another level. Okay? Otherwise, the existence of this sector is like hanging on a thread. And there's so many other factors as well. It might be the climate change. It might just be climate change is a big part here. The amount of the youth, the labor force, सबै विदेश जाने क्या हुन्छ नि गाउँमा हेर एउटा घरमा एउटा मान्छे विदेश गएकै हुन्छ क्या त्यो हुने बित्तिकै के छ भने there's so much of remittance flowing क्या हुन्छ नि and they start buying the basic necessities out of a kirana pasal क्या and they forget their fields क्या fields पनि किन नबिर्सियोस् यस्तो गाह्रो छ क्या त्यो टरेने हलो जोत्न पनि गाह्रो छ नि त त्यहाँ सो कहिले यो मिल्दैन कहिले त्यो मिल्दैन I know it's difficult क्या हुन्छ नि अब how do you stop that क्या हुन्छ नि how does the state counter that how does the state fund that people from going out getting them involved in a sector that is very lucrative क्या so it plays a big role क्या as हामी private areasमा हामीले त we cannot engross all of them no we're also very limited on capitals कतिसम्म गर्ने हामीले how many people can we influence क्या हुन्छ नि end of the day influence भन्ने बित्तिकै there's a lot of capitals also involved हामीले कुन कतिसम्म लाने त्यसलाई so the state plays an equal role हामी पनि we play a role so I think it's a collective effort क्या so अब basically त्यही छ क्या अब like I said back in 2015 अगाडि everything was very pure क्या हुन्छ नि we knew what it was क्या हुन्छ नि but अहिले आएर we don't know what it is sadly I mean like I don't want to blame anyone that are you giving your consumers the end consumers the right thing भन्ने कुरा आइसक्यो क्या come on end of the day these are the consumers who are going to be paying right and that goes back to the value chain क्या हुन्छ नि does it justify भन्छ क्या म so it all depends on how मैले अघि भने नि how ethical you're doing your business क्या हुन्छ नि I know one day तिम्रो it might come a point where तिम्रो look at the coffee production and the amount of the sector that the end sector coffee ma grow भएको हेर्दा क्या can we fulfill that sector and we're here sitting down and talking about exports क्या हुन्छ नि export त कति गर्ने हो र export गरेर नि export नगर्दै पनि the amount is not substantial for the domestic market so that is where I come in like I said where do you find my coffee very limited spaces man why भन्दामा I don't want to be promising everyone the same coffee क्या
is it because हाम्रो concept हाम्रो सोचाइ जुन छ especially most of the people quantity over quality आउँछ
यस्तो छ अब पहिला त्यो थियो होला तर अहिले चाहिँ I've been looking at this year people are understanding quality it's playing a big role it is playing a big role and this is all because of people who've actually are working in this sector with a very who are very dedicated in this sector and people who've actually worked outside and come in here okay so you cannot अब त्यसलाई चाहिँ उस गर्नै मिल्दैन क्या so I mean like पहिला मतलबै हुँदैन थियो like I said back in the days coffee was bold and bitter you could be serving robusta or whatever it is then people wouldn't know थाहै त हुँदैन थियो त्यो the term arabica robusta the back then के थियो र के पनि थिएन होला के हुन्छ नि we also didn't know it के हुन्छ नि all we knew was like instant coffee अब instant coffee चाहिँ robusta ले बनिन्छ यो coffee चाहिँ arabica ले बनिन्छ that was our major thought no then I think I relate that story here we always thought instant coffee was robusta no
yeah
and in 2018 I went to Denmark then I was living in my family friend Didi ko gharma अनि भेनाले if you want coffee it's there भन्ने क्या अनि यसो बाहिरबाट हेर्दा it was like the granulated coffee instant coffee भन्ने त्यो very ego क्या it's like instant coffee भनेपछि बेलुका यसो I was just like we were just about to eat food and यसो के रहेछ नि यसो it's like 100% Arabica क्या ए हुँदो रहेछ त यार लाइक डम के हुन्छ नि अब we didn't know this is not a long time back 2019 because we were brought up that way saying that instant coffee is just Arabica Robusta अनि ल्या यो त चाख्नै पर्यो ego aside चाखेको it's like wonderful के हुन्छ नि tastes good it's not bad gone those days हुन्छ नि no it's like I love instant coffee पनि भन्ने दिन आयो के हुन्छ नि no it's a point you're drinking Arabica but it's instant then I can say I love instant coffee but it's Arabic it has to be Arabica not Robusta so अब त्यो सिचुएसन आउँदो रहेछ कि the whole sector makes you dumb के हुन्छ नि at times के हुन्छ नि कहिले स्पेशलिटी भन्दैछ कहिले Arabica कहिले Robusta हुन्छ नि अब you're not coming from that sector all you know is you want to do business you want to make money out of it त्यो मात्र थियो नि त पहिला त but now when अब 4-5 years down the line त्यो भन्दा अगाडि when I got so engrossed working with तिम्रो grassroots level ma then I can understand the hard work they've put in we want to showcase that hard work coffee ma chai that's where we thought Nimaji was the perfect person who could justify the coffee because harik coffee ko timro profiling huncha everything huncha and end of the day it's going to be justified by a very professional roaster which we hardly have in Kathmandu फेरि कतिले गाली गर्ला है अरु रोस्टर्सहरुले फेरि साथीहरु छन् तर अब this is what it is you should accept the fact like we've accepted the fact that things are like this and so अहिले त मेरो next office apart from my warehouse is Nimaji's office Nepali office so sorry so like half the time there half the time in my work so we're like we're basically cupping coffee we're talking about Nepali coffee how we want to take it how we can collaboratively work together and we're still working together our company Binakji Mo Nimaji we're trying to work our ways to getting Nepali coffee in the international market
one of the challenge which I believe it is still there and might be there for a very long period of time as well I'm not sure varietals ko barema
right अब varietals ma pani garo cha kya अब first thing right when I started coffee it was just bourbon we knew that अब हामीलाई भन्दा अब bourbon हुन्छ कटुरा हुन्छ टेपिका हुन्छ we're not त्यो knowledge पनि राखेन के not like as Nimaji हाम्रो अरु friends and colleagues were in depth with the coffee sector तर अहिले बुझ्दै आउँदा yes it does play a part के हुन्छ नि अनि the last we recently went to Italy we were amazed के हुन्छ नि
तर यही कुरामा चाहिँ like we are very much confused about the varietals
yes of course right? We don't know
exactly
we don't know over the time yes of course it's mutated it has mutated we don't know what we're growing but thank God it's still giving us something you see what I mean so we're blessed we're blessed in such a way that we're not taking this blessing we're not working our ways through it I know it's difficult it's difficult you're getting diseases it's not being accepted in that terroir whatever it is it's like it's a whole new dimension so 2022 ma chai त्यही थियो अब निमाजीले अब how do we take the coffee यसलाई कसरी लाने अब end of the day you just can't have stocks lying on your warehouse यसलाई who's going to justify it अनि अघि भनेको जस्तो कुरा अब yes of course I would like to sell my coffee in the domestic market but does my end consumer understand what my coffee is किनभने बिचारा उसको कन्ज्युमरको प्यालेट त बिग्रिसकेछ नि त बिग्रिसकेछ भन्दिन it is what it is will their palate accept this coffee त्यो गाह्रो छ क्या so we generally don't go to every cafe and say please buy my coffee I don't want to be doing that why Why भन्छु भने basically I don't know if I can fulfill his stock for the year, okay? Because we have limited coffee, no? It's limited, so do you think I can fulfill it? No. So the first thing when someone approaches me in terms of saying that I want your coffee, is like, how much coffee do you use for a month? Then I say, money, hip and hype. Does your barista understand my coffee? You have to know. True. Because I saw that my foreign experience, because does he understand the coffee? Bichara, you give them a coffee, koile roast bhacha ke bhacha grind size मिलाइदिदैन के मिलाइदैन ओ सर तपाईको कफी त के हो पुरा वाटरी मात्र हुन्छ भन्छ है कहिले के रे क्रेमा आएन रे कहिले ओभर क्रेमा आयो रे ओ माय गॉड दैट्स नॉट माय फॉल्ट नो टु बी very frank you wanted a certain profile I give you a certain profile then the barista has to justify that no true if I'm right I don't know
no definitely that's where we play the role
that's where you all guys play the role no so कस्तो छ भने everyone's equally responsible for promoting coffee के किनभने you can have the best coffee if your roaster screws it up bichara poor barista what will he do you have the best roaster you'll roast the best beans your barista goes and screws it up what do you do त्यो छ नि त so everybody plays an equal role के this is what needs to be lobbied out भन्छ के it has to be तिमीहरुको एन्डबाट पनि हाम्रो एन्डबाट पनि हैन so then we thought look getting back to it so it was like we thought Nimaji okay then we spoke to him then sabai kura bhayo then we got everything done then packaging was done your international packaging this was done by a friend of ours
this was launched in
yes of course Italy, we launched it in Italy I mean like the coffee is there just the packaging so I think we'll be shortly launching it in Nepal as well and we have other few packages coming in
sweet
and these packages will definitely tell the story of Nepali coffee
how was your Italy experience now let's talk about it
Italy ma चाहिँ के थियो भने अब from the day one हाम्रो के थियो भने Nimaji and me right we and with the association it couldn't have been possible without the association and ITC certain people were selected but Nimaji र मेरो thoughts चाहिँ के थियो भने we're not going to be promoting individual company ko coffee it is a very big platform that's been given to us and we wanted to show the potentials of Nepali coffee right let it be washed let it be naturals the experimental lots anything ke huncha ni so we really worked hard Nimaji and the team so we did a lot of cupping and in fact we did a lot of processing you were there I know Manny so you were there too so and it was my first experience doing naturals right for us naturals was very orthodox ke tipa ल्याउ सुकाउ त्यो सुकेपछि
traditional way
very traditional right traditional ko ni ati traditional ho ke त्यो there's nothing involved in it so it was I think it was back त्यो भन्दा अगाडि QP पनि भयो so I was glad I met a lot of people I met हाम्रो Surya from Lake City as well one lad who's been like
crazy guy
into specialty coffee and it's like I've never seen that त्यो उसमा हैन the passion that he has के हुन्छ नि अनि त्यो भयो अब Nimaji has always been there हैन अनि तिमीहरु आयो अनि we did a lot of we processed coffees and we were making coffees for the show basically so we wanted to showcase the potentials of Nepali coffee both in terms of washed and naturals and the big thing was like ITC had booked a cupping room for Nepal and it was bang on day one and by God day one is like crowded right and it's like we have cupping sessions on was it day one or day two
day two
sorry day two day two
but the day one was also pretty good you sent us the videos and everything it was great
अनि it was a lot of हामीलाई pressure on Nimaji and me क्या हुन्छ नि अब यहाँ त भन्नु भने छ अब त्यहाँ त देखाउनु पर्यो हुन्छ नि it was a lot of that was के भन्छ we were carrying a lot of burden on our shoulders क्या हुन्छ नि
Day 1 मै थियो क्या second day brewing थियो
day 1 मै हो So just before us there was a big cupping session from Yemen क्या हुन्छ नि by God, we were looking at the scores and all of the scores were like, whoa, के हुन्छ नि बिचारा हाम्रो कफी भन्ने नि लागेको थियो है तर we knew it had potentials के हुन्छ नि Nimaji and us, we believed it had potentials अनि अगाडिको cupping session also went well, but it just went well. I just don't want to speak anything else than that. अनि त्यसपछि it was us के हुन्छ नि हामीले गर्यो. It was like amazing. We had 19 cups on the table.
Different processing.
And different processing भन्दा नि 19 cups. 19 मा 14 मा चाहिँ it was coffees from different companies and most of them were washed.
Okay.
उहाँहरूले आफूले गर्नुभएको अनि हाम्रो पनि थियो तर जुन हामीले potentials भनेर naturals बनाएको थियो नि those were not under any brands, so it was just like potentials of Nepali coffee भनेर थियो के so everybody loved it yeah. It's like oh big relief के हुन्छ नि it's like खुसीको दिन भन्छ नि so it was like that के हुन्छ नि
लास्ट ठुलो मान्छेहरु थियो नि त्यो टाइममा त
I know it's like त्यो युट्युबमा हेरेको सब मान्छे त्यहाँ आइपुग्यो क्या लाइक कोही कोहीलाई त नामै बिर्सिँदो रहेछ फेरि गुगल गरेर यो मान्छे को हो के भन्छ नि it happened it's like Nimaji come to the stage this man is here plus अब त्यो पनि भयो अनि plus we wanted to know Nimaji र मेरो चाहिँ के थियो नि let's copy as much as we want के भन्छ नि अब he's a better copper अब I'm still learning अनि
your sensory is good नि त
छैन I still have too many questions. It'll get there, but I'm getting old.
I know.
And we did so much of copying. We thought we'd खाँदा spit पनि गरौँला भने के को spit गर्ने खाइदिउँ अब खान पाउने त यति बेला खाइदिउँ भनेर खाएँ क्या it's like man the coffees are like it's next level के भन्छ नि त्यहाँ कति coffees are like so intense and complex है फेरि कोही coffees are like so one dimensional के हुन्छ नि you just get what it is के हुन्छ नि कसले banana भनेछ कसले coconut भनेछ you're getting only that के हुन्छ नि like oh my god is this coffee or something के हुन्छ नि is it a candy store or what के हुन्छ नि so it was a very good experience के हुन्छ नि तर overall हेर्ने हो भने चाहिँ I think Nimaji and मेरो conclusion were I think we're on the right track. I don't score coffees because I don't know how to score. The way Nimaji, other graders like you all, have been scoring Nepali coffee is very tight and which is very good.
Yeah, that's where Dalin Manasa. Even I realized I have been undermining Nepali coffee in terms of scoring tightly.
I think that's good, no? Like I said, अघि के भने नि मैले 87 भने फेरि त्यो 87 हुन्छ क्या I don't want that to be happening yeah. It's good that we've scored our coffees on 84 85 yeah. That gives us room for improvement no true. That gives us to say okay we want to be 86 87 next year or we want to be 90 if you're 90 you'll be 90 forever yeah. I don't want that yeah. That's sadly that's how we've been brought up and that's how it is yeah. And it's very tight. I mean, very good learning experience, meeting up with a lot of processors, learning new processes. I mean, there's a lot of things in the head with the team for the next year. There's a lot of queries also. Can you give us naturals? How much can you provide next year? We come from an industry, a sector that we can't promise anything. Yeah? भोलि गएर मेरो कुनै प्रोसेसरले ब्ल्याट चाहिँ अर्कोलाई दियो भने हाउ क्यान आई प्रमिस
So this is one of the challenges.
That's the biggest challenge having your processors stick to you because we don't have options they have options yeah. You get what I mean right they have a lot of options And the options are all open with bling bling, okay? Nothing
And
more than
how
that.
come these things are not? Can it be controlled?
No, can't be. This is something you can't control, no? कसरी control गर्छ? Who's going to monitor it?
The
To my
pricing
side.
factor that we have it.
No.
State-ले तोकिएको price.
State तोकिएको price. Have we followed the state prices till now?
No.
Can we follow the state prices? No. If you start following that, everything's going to be dumped.
Yeah, true. Makes sense.
फेरि त नेपाली कफी त हिस्ट्री हुन्छ.
So as a processing के कुरा गर्दाखेरि नि त QP level 2 के बारेमा कुरा गरौँ. And let's not get into that, but more of like the opportunities for the young lads, हामी. You have been working with the states and with the organizations and everything. There are a lot of training sessions and stuff. So how much important role do we have in it?
I know. Like I said, you guys are the influencers, one. And you guys have that time and energy once again. And don't just be confined to one space. Okay? You should move. Okay?
So not
हाम्रो यहाँ धेरै मान्छे डराउँछ क्या मुभ गर्न. You have to move, क्या हुन्छ नि. You have to explore, no? If you don't explore, then you don't get, no? So, I mean, like, the treasure is out there. Go dig it, man. गर्छौ त गर्दैन नि. हाम्रो युथहरू फेरि त्यही छ नि त. ड्याङडुङ गऱ्यो एउटा उसको कमायो त्यसो दे स्टक टु द्याट क्या. हाम्रो कल्चरै त्यही भयो क्या. We get to a rise, we get a fame, that's it. That's not it, भन्छ क्या. There's so much into it, क्या हुन्छ नि. And I'm hopeful. I've seen people move योपालि. I've seen a lot of people moving. But the movement हुनु पनि राम्रो छ. But you should know your limitations के फेरि त्यसमा पनि. How long can you push it, क्या हुन्छ नि.
Also the opportunities for the young people. If we still in the traditional way of taking things, training sessions or like the young people are not getting involved in a lot of training sessions.
And यस्तो छ क्या अब opportunity is there. You're not finding that. Okay? Like for example, young lads like, do they know if there's an existence of an association? Big thing.
A big thing.
You don't explore, no?
Yeah.
If you explore and you're a part of it, you get involved, no? That's how so many new faces, so many young people who were involved in the coffee sector made it into a couple of trainings this year. You could have seen very new faces, no?
Yeah.
You need to explore, okay? And you should take that opportunity. Opportunity त तिम्रो डोरमा आइरहेको छ नि. You don't strike it, no?
Yeah.
And you can't complain at the end of the day, associationले or कुनै उसले हामीलाई bypass गर्यो. That's just complaining, क्या हुन्छ नि. You're just complaining. You don't get it, you complain. बुझ्यो नि. So it's there, क्या हुन्छ नि. And mind you, the association is being run by pretty young people अहिले. And people who are understanding, people who want to take this sector to another level. Like I said, the commercial coffee it's difficult. It's very difficult. So we need to make this a very niche market. Why sell containers and containers of coffee for XYZ amount, which doesn't even pay off? Let's sell it in sacks. Let's auction our coffees, no? Those sacks could be more could give you more reward than selling it in containers. Yeah? And you just put a little bit of effort in it. Yeah? Like for example, production is going on the downside. Yeah, like you said, where's the state involved? Association pani bichara, sorry, don't we use that word? Edit. Association line garo cha ke. It's a non-profit organization, हैन? अनि funding छैन नि त. उले कसरी monitor गर्ने त यो कुरा? The state has to be involved, no? So every year there's plantation era. Every year. But is there a monitoring body that says what's happened? What's the mortality rate? How many survived? How many made it to the adulthood? how many is giving fruits over the year of period of time. I don't think so. Then we say we have about 30,000 plus farmers, members. Calculate. Even if you have 2 trees, look at the amount of coffee that we should be producing. We're not producing in kgs, we're producing it in grams. When you look at the overall sin. So yes, of course, production science at the end of the day. So let's take care of what we have. No. Ferry start go another 5 years, production you just take care of your plants for 2 years. No. It'll give you. It's right there.
Sure.
Put an effort on that. Why put an effort on digging a hole again and planting a tree and look after it for another 5 years? Eventually go bistari go side by side. But look at what you have. No. Sure. That is what I believe. Right?
So when we were talking about the demand and supply, because you see career lot of problems happen. Recently I think COVID pandemic I think this is one of the main challenges worldwide, many problems. One of the we have been dealing with supply chain problems. But after this thing, how do you take this kind of stuff? Our production but then demand
right? Look at the brighter side also. Right? COVID, yes, of course, we couldn't do international transactions. The domestic market stood up for it, no?
Yeah.
So, everything's not it's within ourselves, no?
I'm sorry, are we able to supply to the local market?
Can't. Like I said, if I want to supply someone, I want to know the amount of stock that they use every month, so I can calculate, and if that matches my stock, then I'll say, okay, I can give you coffee. No, but sometimes I have to say bye-bye to very good potential buyers because I cannot supply, and I don't want to be looking for coffee here and there and just trying to meet his demand. Then I'll start losing on my quality. Then I'll start losing on my consistency. So I don't want to be a big player. And I'm not a big player. Just because I have a few sacks of coffee. Few sacks of coffee. अब त्यही हो क्या अब यत्रो कफी सेक्टर छ अब त्यसमा 5-6 स्याक देख्ने गरी सबैजना तर्सिहाल्छ कि
मैले के बोलिन त it's not about sacks man but
I know that's what it is no
quality da
and I'm surprised that I think you are also you've been through this journey the coffee that we're getting in the recent year it's actually living up to that mark and we get excited we really get excited every season and every processor ko coffee try go room it's getting there what I believe is individually garden true it has to be a collective effort everything has to be collective so mother I say it to everyone and I'm happy the young lads are doing it I'm happy they're like so into it I envy you guys. I don't have that age. I didn't have that community that you guys have. Oh, seriously? We didn't have it. No, back then it was just like business garne, coffee because everyone was doing coffee. It was just like opening another momo shop. So that's how it happened. No, coffee sector one day someone sees like coffee is being so profitable, everybody jumps into it. Regarding the fact that there's any research done it, anything done in it. But like for a year, I also did that. I didn't know the market. I didn't know anything. I was just doing it because it was a profitable business. But now, back when I was doing it, or now when I'm doing it in a very systematic way, this is the outcome. No? This is what it speaks for. No?
Yeah. So I wanted to jump in. I jump if I can. The facilities that we have at processing station farmers are we lacking on facilities
yes of course yes
because I want to bring up your small hauler
हैन यस्तो छ हैन त्यो हलर त त्यहाँ छँदै छ हैन We'll come to that, but processing facilities ma चाहिँ के छ भने, are our processing units equipped to handle the amount of coffee that's coming in? Has anyone done any calculations on how many beds you need or the capacity of your tank? Anything? We didn't know it till the QP2. Seriously, we didn't know it. I didn't know it. We were just doing it. And it plays a big role, no? I've faced problems. For example, certain processors, I thought they had enough beds. Sadly, they don't have, because you probably ati dherai coffee आइदियो क्या. They were overwhelmed. अब मैले पनि अब उनीहरूलाई गाली गर्ने ठाउँ पनि छैन क्या. Because when we're working as a team, I also need to be a part of it. So if I wasn't ready, they are not ready. Yeah. So अब यो पालिको कुरा पनि त्यही छ क्या. Let's go back to the processors again. Let's see what they need. Let's see how we can overcome these obstacles again. So it's full of challenges.
So don't you think that यसमा चाहिँ म चाहिँ कसरी हेर्छु भन्दाखेरि, in my experience, now there are people divided into two sectors. Okay, one of the sector where they understand the value of the things that we have it right now, and the other sector is that जे छ यस्तै हो नि हुँदै गर्छ नि भन्ने टाइपको क्या. Is it am I wrong? Prove me, like.
होइन, not wrong. हेर अब यस्तो भयो क्या, जस्तो कफी पनि किनिदियो नि त. That answers it, no? You have the facility to do it or not do it. You know your end product is going to get sold, yeah? But not for me. At least I would want to maintain some quality, yeah. Over the years I've worked here, right? For me, if you come down to the warehouse that we have as GHP, we've segregated all of the lots, okay? And we as GHP is like, we're very, very new. The people behind the GHP is not new. We've been in this sector, okay? The brand might be new, but we've been in this sector. And for example, this year we added a lot of processors, okay? We didn't add them, okay? They wanted to be a part of us. So I said, okay, I know your coffee has certain potentials. It certainly does have some backdrops. If you're willing to work together and you're willing to change and you're willing to deliver, we'll give you an opportunity. We can work with them. But if you don't deliver within a span of time that we give you, it's tata bye-bye. Because we don't have
I see the reason though.
I don't have that extra paisa. We don't have that extra paisa to spend it on something that is not worth it. This is what it is. That's the fact. I mean, that's the only way you can control quality.
Makes sense.
And my God, I'll tell you, if they're doing good work, I don't mind paying an extra dime. Because I save a lot on my hauling, I save a lot of my dry milling, then I save no. You give me bigreko coffee, then hauling the effort that bichara didis have to put on while they're hand grading. That's a lot of money wasted there, no. That money could have gone to you, no. I don't mind paying that extra dime, no. Anyways, I have to pay. But you see, it'll go to you, no. So people are understanding. Some of them have taken it up. Some of them don't listen. That is how we've been brought up. I mean, but I'm glad things are changing. We're getting beautiful coffees. As a company, we're also understanding Nepali coffee. So as producers, as companies, my thing is like you should be able to understand what your coffee is. Speak to your coffee.
How many processes are you working with right now? If you can say.
I'll give you by blocks, but not by the amount of processors. I mean, like I have processors in Sindhupal Chowk, Cabre. I have processors back in Ilam. my farm itself, हाम्रो farmमा. Then we've added processors from Far East, Fidim. We have processors working on Sankosaba. And we've got some coffees coming in from Dolkha, Ramechhap. So the chain's actually expanded, and it's a big task for us. Like I said, we can't be doing it alone, no. We need a team to do it. We need a collective effort to run this show.
And you're just not producing coffees, but also giving values to the whole value chain. And also I understand the fact that I've seen, I know it, maybe most of the people, they might not know it. The quality that you guys have been producing, it's like all of them are specialty coffee though, that are more like highly rated specialty coffees. I would say
you're buttering me up. No more free samples.
But it's true, because when you say that the hard work that the farmers have put into it, I understand it. Okay? And there are a lot of people who might not have tasted this coffees, okay? And that is why they have been undermining the Nepalese coffees.
त्यही हो अब मैले भने त हाम्रो कन्ज्युमर नेपाली कफीको प्यालेटै अब त्यसलाई हाउ डु यु पुट इट इन्टु वर्ड्स क्या बिग्रियो भन्ने कि or do they actually know what Nepali coffee is भन्ने कुरा आउँछ क्या because we tried a lot of coffees and every coffee tastes different क्या हुन्छ नि the whole terroir thing अहिले त छ नि the soil this that but it makes it different. Yes, of course it does रहेछ क्या हुन्छ नि it was a eye-opening thing for us back in Italy क्या हुन्छ नि when we were speaking to all of these Colombian buyers who were like bang on तिम्रो कस्तो भन्ने your soil, the environment, the surrounding, the varietal, and त्यसलाई process, then the serving, it's all there, no? अब त्यो प्यालेट बुझेको छ नि त उनीहरूले हाम्रो कन्ज्युमरले नेपाली कफीको प्यालेट बुझेको छ त am I wrong?
Who plays the important role on this part? The cafe, the consumer?
यस्तो छ हेर है हाम्रो कफी कल्चर हेर्छौ भने it's not like बाहिरको coffee culture क्या it's not a culture where you drink coffee at home क्या it's a tree drinking culture or you just put a coffee from a sachet. That's what we know.
Because recently I'm learning
it all comes down to हाम्रो नेपाली consumer it's cafes क्या the cafe cultures hit so high, all of these cafes would have been the biggest promoters of Nepali coffee.
I had a really bad experience of this. We have been talking about it. You know that even me as well, I got to go coffee shop. I tried to promote specialty coffee. This is not once. This is the third time. Multiple times. But this is the third time. I have been trying to put some good specialty coffees on the machine and this specifically a good amount of राम्रो खालको espresso extract गरिदिन खोज्यो कस्टमरलाई वाक आयो भन्नुभयो and this is what the complaint there coffee अमिलो भयो यसमा यसको बास्नाले कस्तो के बास्ना आयो and मलाई वाक आयो this is the concept that they have it okay? And it's not once that I've been trying to do it like अब होला कि the filter coffee people are trying to understand it but espresso मा पनि अझै पनि
यस्तो छ नि filter coffee पनि तिम्रो the crowd is very limited no हामी नेपालीहरु we're kind of अल्छी के would want to take up a grinder पानी तताउ 92 degrees मा कोले हेरेर बस्ने you know what there's a whole science in brewing also तिम्रो जस्तो पाए ब्रू गरेर त्यो कफी मिठो हुँदैन you have to brew it properly no even if you're doing it at home and if you would really want to give justice to that specialty coffee okay हैन भन्न न we don't have that हाम्रो patience छैन भन्छ के नेपालीहरुको some of होला कति few of them but majority हुँदैन के लास्टमा अल्छी लाग्छ त्यही सासेको नि ड्याङ्गा हाल्दिने घरको कफी त त्यही त हो नि अनि you go out every next door is a cafe and every one of the cafe is your hangout place and you will just love the coffee from that cafe because you're so तिम्रो त्यो palate त्यसमै बसेपछि you can't change it no can you change it no, I couldn't change my palate
yeah no I understand.
भने त अब हामी कफी खान बस्ने बित्तिकै अब एसिडिटी ठिकै लाग्थ्यो आई मिन लाइक ठिक्क हुनुपर्छ हाम्रो बेलामा है because all we knew was acidity little bit then the bitterness that kicks in and the aftertaste was very not all this you will live it was just gulyo you get what I mean you flush your mouth down with cold water kati ramailo gulyo that is what it was no I mean like growing up अहिले पनि त्यही थियो नि त अहिलेसम्म ब्याक 2-3 years पनि त्यस्तै त थियो नि but it is not what it is अब त्योमा चाहिँ कस्तो छ भने we're not भने त तिमीलाई हाम्रो home brewing culture छैन नि so I cannot be complaining.
Do you think it's improving, increasing?
It is increasing तर अब like I said are you doing it for style or are you doing it for the taste of coffee? Oh I have a comodante and this and that and you bring like you don't do anything and sorry फेरि edit गर्नु पर्यो अर्काको ब्रान्डको नाम ल्यान्छ हैन no it's a big thing no अहिले त अब I have your grinder I have this grinder it's all fancy no everything's fancy no त्यो fancy देखाउनको लागि पनि that is what our culture is no देखाउटी त छ नि भन्ने to be very like that's the sad part no. So are you really understanding coffee? You just pick up some random coffee and you pour it on a hario with a comodante grinder. Will it make it a special coffee?
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
No, it's true fact. That is why.
Are you doing justice to the equipments as well, Bansu? Come on, man. It's not cheap, no.
Yeah.
You're spending. Yeah. Come on, yeah. Bichara सानो तिम्रो काम गर्ने मान्छेको त 2-3 monthsको salary just on the equipments are you doing justice no छैन नि so like I said there है cafes हाम्रो कन्टेक्स्टमा नेपाली कन्टेक्स्टमा चाहिँ हाम्रो क्याफेजहरू चाहिँ they can be the biggest promoters of Nepali coffee they should be able to explain के हुन्छ नि अब sadly we don't have any specialty coffee stores छ र I think I don't know. I might be wrong. But the people are trying. There are few people trying. I don't know. Because I drink very few coffee. That's how you promote. Everybody, you have a business and you should learn to speak. No, he has the right to know where his coffee is coming from. Does he question that? I don't know if I can tell this or not. I don't know if I can tell him. I should block him from my Facebook before he sees my blog. The podcast, sorry, not the blog. It's like he opened a coffee shop. He's like, I want to use your coffee. And I'm like, okay. Then usko barista called me up. And I said, what roast do you want to use? What are you looking in a client? Client like, ke serve garne? Dai malai mak basna hune coffee pathaidinu bhane. Oh my god. Do I have answers? Do I have answers? Banana.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but
you come across like this. You need to educate. Then I'm
so sorry.
This is what I'm going to be sending you. You better be careful on how you're dialing it and everything. If you have any issues, I can bring people to teach you, or you can come over and learn. This how like I said, the people who should be delivering the perfect message, the delivery puga chaina kya. So sorry to say, there's so many barista schools there, right? Any, like for example, any...
Take BCS, sir?
No, BCS. I'm telling you, is there any monitoring bodies on what you are actually
teaching?
Teaching matra nabhana, what message that you want to flow, yeah? Yes, of course, most of them they come here, they take up the training. Most of them are people who are going out. My God, these people are going out here. They are the ones who can actually promote your coffee for free, yeah. Why spend so much money on marketing and branding, no? You've got free people carrying your advertisement.
Yeah.
तर बिचारालाई नेपाली कफी कतिले चाहिँ बुझाउँछ होला Only a few of them do it, right? Only a few of them, yeah. Now it's just plain cappuccino, latte, froth, milk, whatever it is. I don't know.
I promise we do it.
I see it, and I know people doing it, but त्यहाँ पनि छ नि त. That's where things go wrong, no? किनभने हाम्रो त्यो मैले भने अब the cafes are the biggest promoters of Nepali coffee, के? Sorry.
No worries.
अनि तर खै त. You could just be serving any random coffee and saying like this is good. बिचारा अब हाम्रो palate त जे हो त्यही हो नि. For example, I bring a person who does not know coffee. I drink coffee with him, cup coffee with him, and I say, oh, I get pineapple lychee. बिचाराको mind त pineapple lychee मै जान्छ नि त. Then he'll think so hard and he'll get pineapple lychee. के? It's perceptions, no? You can divert any way you want it, no? Yes, of course, त्यो हुन्छ. तर बिचारा नथापेको मान्छेलाई त जे भने नि हुन्छ नि त.
True. No, this is one of the things that is basically हाम्रो यो brewing मा roasting मा पनि practice गरिन्छ के, where people explain about this is what I like, and this is what I think, but there are certain numbers of people who really work hard onto it and they have got long years of research and they have been working on it. त्यो मान्छेको value कम र people like us नै भन्छ म जहाँ चाहिँ we talk about influencing को कुरा हो. I try to do this, I like this one, मलाई चाहिँ यस्तो चिजहरु like र यसमा चाहिँ सबै डामाडोल भयो.
त्यो अब I think slowly बिस्तारै things will change है. अब हामी पनि we're trying to work on it. So like for example filter coffees मा अब we haven't come out in the market. We will shortly come होला. We're trying to give all of these profiles on the packaging itself. त्यो profile दियो भने चाहिँ then people will start understanding. It's just not going to be your normal filter coffee.
You have been, you just want to take it away. You have been working on the holler as well.
अब यस्तो छ हेर अब
You want to talk about it? If not,
no. I would love to talk about it. अब problem के छ भने अब पहिला to get any coffees from any new producers you need samples there. अब looking at the size of the hollers that is present in the market and the ones that are in place are big hollers के. So मलाई कुनै एउटा सानो किसान आएर सर मेरो कफी लिनुहुन्छ भने first thing was I would want to sample it, no? अब to a certain degree मैले parchment हेरौँला त्यसको moisture लिउँला, that's there, but that is not going to tell me the whole story, no? So के भइदियो भने अब problem मैले कहाँ भेट्यो भने आफ्नै naturals बनाउँदै भेटेँ के. The first naturals I did, I had 3 kgs के, 3 kgs in total. अब naturals थियो. अब यसलाई हलिङ कहाँ गर्ने? अब साथीको मलाई यो त यही हराउँछ भन्दै अब क्या अब गाह्रो बन्द. I looked over the internet, अब हलर किन्न अब it's like bloody expensive. सानो sample hollers are very expensive. So अनि one thing त्यहाँ face भयो. अनि अर्को thing is like usually when you ask your processors or producers के हुन्छ नि मलाई 5 किलो sample पठाइदिउ नि त भन्ने नि गाह्रो के. Because that's the amount I need. यो commercial hollers मा हाल्नको लागि त 5 देखि 10 किलो चाहिन्छ. अब बिचाराको back of the mind I know I'll pay him. म त I pay my samples. I don't know about the rest. I pay my samples also. तर उसलाई के हुन्छ नि ढक्कै 5 किलो sample भन्ने त्यो sample त is usually stands for free, no? भन्छ के हुन्छ नि सर 5 किलो के हुन्छ नि बिचाराको एउटा बोटै गयो के हुन्छ नि. अनि then I have a bhai Sanjay. He's like the perfect person to do all the jugards ke हुन्छ नि. He'll just make anything for you. So I'm glad I've been working with him also. And we decided let's make a holler. And he's been in this coffee sector for quite some time. He's also one of the hidden gems of the coffee sector in terms of making machines. The first ever your Chinese coffee pulper aunu agadi, all of the coffee pulpers were made by him. For a different company. But he went to India, took a training, sat in that factory, came here, made a pulper. And I'll tell you, there are still त्यो pulpers in existence in a lot of processing units. Yeah? And they, by God, they work far better than the ones that we're getting right now. Yeah?
The one we are importing.
Yeah, the ones that we are importing. So yeah, that's when we started when we decided we wanted to make a hauler. Yeah, Jenny. अनि मैले भने अब यो बुझ्ने त बुझ्ले बुझ्छ नबुझ्नेलाई ठिकै छ and I said I wanted to promote it to people like us, producers. So we're glad. I don't want to do it commercially either. It's not going to be a commercial thing. It will come under GHP because of the laws going person.
GHP.
GHP is the us. So we have that hauler. I live in Cha. I do all of my samplings out there.
Yeah, it's a prototype. Can we say prototype?
It's not a prototype, but I think alikati us garyo bhane that's the final product. We don't need to work on it. We're not doing mass on it. I get I can haul 500 grams in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I've been using it as well. Yeah.
And त्यसले गर्दा I'm open to people who want to buy it because I'm going to connect it. There's certain amount involved in it. It doesn't come for free.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Very issue हुन्छ क्या अब नेपालीहरुकोमा चाहिँ they wouldn't trust made in Nepal product. They would rather have that fancy expensive machine again. So I don't mind if I don't sell it also. But I'm happy that I've come out with a product that actually works.
But we had people who are really interested in it and they have seen the work as well. Like I have seen it. I am really happy about what we have it right now.
And I want to market it, but I don't want to do it very commercially.
So if somebody has to order it, or let's say if they want it for themselves, you're going to supply all over Nepal, no?
Depends.
But they can definitely approach you.
Yeah, they can definitely approach. So it's always there. It's for everyone. It's like nothing fancy. End of the day, everybody needs it. You might as well have it. And if I can make some money out of it, why not?
Sweet. Yes, so at the end of the day, it's also a business. But where do you see us young playing the role in the Nepali coffee industry? Your own, we need to step. Maybe it's a baby step, or maybe just a strong step. But where do you think the young lads like us, we need to step on it? There are a lot of people who are coming back to Nepal, even you know it. And also there are a lot of people who are getting involved in the coffee industry. But we are confused. Because since you guys have got a lot of 12 years and you're still struggling with a lot of things, challenges and everything. But you still have that experience where you understand the fact gaps are
I wish we could understand the gaps. These gaps keep on popping out from nowhere. It's so sad. I don't want to discourage you guys. I mean, do what you love doing. Stick to. It's like don't come up without a plan. That's where you go wrong. You just come in and say, I want to do it. It's not going to work. You have to have a plan. No? Where do you want to take yourself? Where do you want to take your company? Or where do you want to take your vision? You don't come up with a plan, you'll lose. You'll fail.
Yeah.
So you guys come up with a plan. You have that time. You have that energy. And like I said, you have to do it collectively. You need that community. So whoever's good at what end, you work on that end. You cannot be a master of all, no? Like, why not? I could have had enough opportunities to be a part of all the trainings. I could have barged myself into being into one of those trainings. But no, for me, it's like if somebody learns and he has that capacity to learn more than me, and I can extract it from him or her, do it. Simple as that.
Makes sense.
And when you've done it, you don't keep it for yourself. You transfer that knowledge. And that's what we've done. No, the little knowledge that we get every year, we transfer it to our processors. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But I'm very fidgety. Like, for example, at a station where we were just doing submerged fermentation. And all of a sudden I wanted to try a non-submerged there. And the other batch bana and my processor called and she was not happy with it. So this mother मलाई चित्तै बुझेन भन्ने क्या the fermentation was it's like okay, do what you can do what you're good at doing. No, she's good at doing submerged.
Yeah,
Do it. So you shouldn't change the whole paradigm also, no?
need to trust the process.
You need to trust your processors. Yes, of course, you need to teach them new things, but to what extent? Like for example, my learning with experimental lots and naturals, right? I don't want to be doing naturals on my first picking. First picking, I believe that bricks level.
Yeah.
When do I want to do it? I want to do it in second bandani, second kuni alikati pachi. That's like when the winters hardai jancha, then you have that sun coming in, the warm. That's when you have a lot of sugar, and I don't want to be doing at the last end also.
Yeah.
That's what we faced. You remember? We did 2 or 3 processes right on the peak, right at the end also. And it actually showed in your cup. So you have to be careful. So that's what I'm telling you. Processes like certain, you should experiment, but not with the whole lots. Because the amount of produce that we have, we're taking a lot of risk itself. So make it very small, make it very limited. That's it.
Now, let's talk about what is the vision of JHP?
Vision of JHP is like I've always been emphasizing, we want to promote Nepali coffee. I wouldn't want to say specialty, anything. I just want to say plain Nepali coffee.
Local market and international market?
Both. But, like I said, it has to be in quality rather than in quantity.
So you choose your buyers?
Yes, of course. I choose my buyers. I am very fidgety on whom I'm selling my product to. And I usually don't sell greens to the local market. Only a few people who I can trust will do justice to that coffee. Now I sell them as roast coffees.
So if people have to search for JHP coffee, how can they get connected to you?
Contact knowledge.
But I mean, seriously,
No. Basically, I think, like I said, like you said, a lot of few people know me in this sector. JHP as well. We're a very new and emerging company. So we're up on Instagram, we're up on Facebook, we're coming up with a website. So
I mean, officially the launch pass and that's much.
For example, if you want to say Kathmandu, are we serving coffees in Kathmandu? I think yes, of course.
So this is exclusive interview.
We are. We're not serving it at various places, but we've started serving in Kathmandu as well. But my biggest market is Viratnagar itself. So we sell it under the brand Wake Up Coffee out there. So this company, we've got, we were planning to expand it. Most probably come up with a specialty coffee shop in the future. It's not going to be a single thing. It's going to be, again, a collaborative effort to making that cafe banumna.
The culture better.
The cafe culture, the community, so we're working our ways on it. So hopefully.
All right, so we are almost to the end of the session. I know it's going to be very long. I think that a lot of people have learned a lot of stuff. Informative.
I mean, I might not have been very technical, but
no, you have like more than technical. Like it's sometimes.
I mean, like, kosto cha bhane, I mean, like, it's difficult here, right? People that know me, like my parents, my family, banana. they see that we put in a lot of effort, but end of the day, सबैलाई results चाहिन्छ नि त. तर I know it's going to take time, के हुन्छ नि. I have a kid who's growing up, and the time he started understanding things, के हुन्छ नि, on what I do. It's like, Baba is like, every day is coffee. It's like, Baba, where are you going? I'm going to a cupping session. I'm going to a coffee meeting. It's like, every day coffee. I'm going to the fields for what? Coffee again. Yeah, and Bichara, his mind is engrossed with coffee. Yeah, Bichara, he's been like coffee. And Bichara, he put his little hands and efforts into making my first anaerobics as well. And like, I'll make it very short and I'll tell you what happened. I think it was just a week back. I take my kid to school every day on my scooter. He loves riding on the scooter. So on my way, he was like, Baba, when are you going to be the king of coffee? It's like, oh my God, that's such a big statement that he got out. And like, now I have to prove this kid. And I said, I don't know. I think we're working on it. And I said, it'll take us a couple of years. And like, you know what he said next? Tell me how many years. Oh my gosh. See, now we've got an expectation to live up to. I don't want to be called the coffee king or whatever, but we as JHP would want to be known as a company that promotes Nepali coffee. I don't want to bring the word specialty because it's too bad.
Yeah.
It's too big. And then you have a lot of expectations. Nepali coffee itself is enough. So that's how I see the Nepali coffee. I know that I want to add that specialty coffee and add that value to it, but no.
I understand.
It speaks for itself. No, what more do you want? Everybody knows Nepal. No, everything's special here. Everybody knows everything's special here. Everything's pure. Why not promote Nepali coffee? Finish. End of the story. Let's do it.
Of course. And it cannot be done, Nicky.
It cannot be done. I'm telling you, I can't be doing it alone. I can't be doing it alone. I can't be doing with the few sacks of coffee that I have. We need to do it collectively. Every step, each actors in that value chain play equal role. For us, हामी company we're trying just to promote each of them. No? End of the day, yes, of course, there's money to be made, there's a living to be made. Nepali coffee, like I said, the katha is so big. You need that. You need to tell the world how Nepali coffee is being served on your cup. Just not only to the international market, but as well as to the domestic market. It's very difficult. I think it's one of the most difficult jobs in the world, I guess, for a company to be actually promoting Nepali coffee. Yeah?
Man, I'm so speechless right now. I understand that. And I really hope that, in future, the dreams that we have it, and not only us, but all the people who are involved in it. Maybe they're young, maybe they not old, but then experienced.
I know. It's how I know. Like, come on, I have old processors with me, and like they make beautiful coffees, no? They make 100-200 kgs of coffee, which I admire. Again, it's like 70-year-old making 200 kg of coffee, and that's a story to say. And you need to deliver that. I'm going to deliver it. And that's what we are here to do.
Definitely. And thank you all. Everyone.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much, Sir, for the lovely conversation that we had. Any last words from you to the whole people who are watching, especially the people who are involved in Nepali coffee industry?
I don't know. I mean, like, what do I say?
Because they're gonna believe in it, पछि गएर, not now. I don't know. I believe in you a lot. But yeah, something that
it's like promote what you have, no? Promote what you have. You don't need to go look for something that you don't have. It's already there. Just give it an extra effort. It's going to be wonderful. Like I said, promote Nepali coffee. Start drinking Nepali coffee.
That's what I always say.
No, that doesn't mean that don't drink other coffees.
Yeah.
You need to try. And as a consumer, you have the right to try every coffee, and your palate deserves it. But lay out a message saying this coffee is from here and this coffee is from there. What's wrong in actually serving someone a beautiful Panama geisha? I mean, proudly, I'm serving Nepali coffee like you proudly say I'm serving Panama geisha. Do we have the guts to do it? I have it. Come on.
We have it.
There you go. That's my message. Have the guts to say it now. Let's say I'm serving Nepali coffee. This is what Nepali coffee stands for. Can be the next Panama geisha, no? So I think that's it. I can take it.
I'm the shield right now.
Huh?
I am the shield. Thanks so much. Thank
You're
you
welcome,
for motivating us. And thank you for everything that you have done and for the opportunities that you guys have given. I think I want to take this opportunity where I can thank you, and I know that I cannot thank you enough.
No. It's thanks just not to me. It's just a collective effort. I say again. Had it not been the association, had it not been the donor agencies, things wouldn't have been possible.
Exactly.
No? It's just trying to pick the right people to do the right thing. So, like I said,
I think your effort boosted us a lot, actually. The people who have been in this industry right now, and us, working an extra effort just to put it over there and on the table as well. And we'd like to thank you and the whole associations and the people who are involved in just giving a small push to us.
So it's like, you're welcome. And last few words, all I need to
say is thank you.
And there you go. It's like, enjoy the coffee.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks
it.
a lot. Thank you for motivating us.
Let's cheers.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you think this video is something that you really like, hit that like button. This is something that we want to do, something different that we want to try up, trying to share the stories as much as possible. And hit that like button if you think this is something you like it, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Next time we'll with new podcasts, with new people, and with new stories as well.
And don't be shy to say I love this cafe.
Yeah.
That's for you, Norge.
Last one.
No, that's just a thing. Come on.
I'm going to put that on the video though.
No. There's no shame. No, right. We started with Nescafe. We started with instant coffee. We thought it was coffee.
Yeah.
It was good back then.
Yeah.
What's the shame? All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye. Huh?